these friends. I can buy this and buy that. Then when it's over with, real life begins. And Doc used to say that, like, this is a fantasy life y'all live in. So now I'm in real life now. So I'm like, oh, okay. I gotta, open mail now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie. Hey, you know what's funny about you saying that? Man, you know how much bullshit that I done had to deal with by having to open my own mail?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Nigga, late
And
fees.
you start to see like, oh shit.
I ain't pay this in what?
Like you start to see
Yeah,
shit, right?
you started to see
So when
some
you had
real
people
shit,
that was
yeah.
like taking care of it because you was on the road, the wife, whatever, none of that is around no more.
Yeah.
Now I gotta open the mail. Oh damn, I got a lawsuit. I gotta pay $125,000.
Nah, that's real
Like,
shit.
oh shit, where this come from?
That's
I didn't know I was getting sued. Like a real talk.
Yeah.
Like it's like crazy. It's nuts.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Lou Will, and as you can see, I'm at the crib. I'm not in the underground right now. I'm at the house. I'm watching some playoff basketball. So I want to let y'all in on something. So look, FanDuel is the best place to find all your favorite player props. And now you can make the smarter play with new performance. Doing the show with P,
Right.
and you had the show previously before that. Do you had a background in media? What's your story?
For me, you know, I have a background in like entertainment, yes, in music and stuff.
She used to be 300 pounds.
Lord Jesus.
Why don't you tell the story?
Oh my God. Yeah, so like at one point I got
She
robbed.
needs to show this.
Okay, Paul. I got robbed at gunpoint in my home, like during COVID. Like 3 men broke into my home. They dragged me out of my bed with a gun to my head.
Wow.
They stole a lot of stuff from me. But like, you know, my peace of mind mainly. And so after that, I went to food. I became like a super emotional eater. And I became big as shit. I was like 300 pounds. But you know, it was happening, and I didn't realize until
That
one day.
is wild, though. I hope y'all bring up the picture on we talking about
What is wrong with you?
Get the picture is sick.
Oh, we bring out the picture. It's
The picture is-
wild.
No, okay,
Come
so
on,
let's
bro, I'm listening,
before
I'm
she
listening.
No. This is how we met. I came across this story.
I'm sick
And
of
I
this story.
this is how we met. Now that I remember. I saw the Instagram. There was a girl with the 500 pounds, and then she showed her before and after. And I was like, oh, I commented, I DM'd, I was like, God damn, that's inspirational. That's amazing. And then that's how we met. That's how we met.
Thank you, Paul.
That's how, I just remember, that's how we met.
How many of those did you get? Them DMs.
No, that's how we met. I was like,
The DMs are lit, but
No, like, I was like, that's amazing, dog. You were inspirational.
thank you, Paul.
And then we talked, and that's how we met.
Okay.
And we were friends, and we were just vibing on some friend stuff. But for me, yeah, so that kind of happened to me. I went to food, and during the time I was in a
So
relationship.
Zara Farah, you can go to her page right now and see this shit right now. Look
What
at
is
this shit.
wrong
Y'all
with
need to
this
look at
man?
this shit.
Y'all made for each other.
No,
If I ever seen a match made on Instagram,
no,
It's
this
y'all
is a
too.
mess right here. The thing is, yes, I was big. We go out places, and Paul will tell people,
Good.
hey, show them how you look like Shrek. Pull up the picture right now. Pull up this motherfucker look like Shrek. Pull up the picture right now. She was a big bitch, man. Pull up. I'm like, God damn.
You're a testimony.
I
And
am.
I think you can inspire people. So that's why I say, I'm like, you're a testimony. You can inspire.
Without
Share
a
your
test,
story.
you don't have a testimony.
Exactly.
So I do have a testimony.
Yeah.
I get that. And I tell my story.
I think
But you
that's
tell
dope.
it for me.
I
keep it
don't,
real.
don't tell it. I just say, look, she was.
Y'all got 6 episodes, right?
7.
7. About like 9 or 10.
9 or 10 what?
Yeah.
What?
I can see it.
they gonna be dating.
No.
They're gonna be dating.
No. We're
10
looking
is
for
official.
love. We're doing a dating show. He's
That's
finding
what I
love.
thought.
Y'all should cancel the show.
Huh?
Cancel it.
No.
Y'all thinking too hard. You know, show like that.
No.
Cancel
Oh,
it.
God.
Y'all
You
know.
gonna like- you gonna host it? You gonna host the
I'm
show?
gonna host the
You're not
show.
gonna like them girl. Oh, she's not good for you, Pete.
I don't. I'm just the girl last night on the show. she was on her knees, she was touching things. I was doing
She
that.
was not touching my unit.
Okay, let's stop.
No, she wasn't. She had it. Her hand
The
was like
point
right
is,
here.
I'm finding him love. That's
I
my
was
goal.
like,
She was touching your energy. She was touching your energy.
She was feeling the energy.
Come on, go ahead and finish your story, because I wanna make sure you. Yeah.
No, the story is, I was big. I wasn't 500 pounds, Paul.
All right,
3.
it was cool though. You inspired motherfuckers.
Don't let him
You
distract
was
you.
inspiring motherfuckers.
Anyway, so I went
It's
through
a dope
depression
story.
after that. I was very dark depression. I was in a relationship.
Can
and
we show the picture? Y'all gotta see this. I swear y'all gotta see this.
I'm so sick
No, oh
of this.
God, hold on.
Paul,
You gotta see this.
Paul, you are so crazy.
No,
You have
bro,
a
you have to share
problem.
your story. It's amazing. You're fucking amazing.
Thank
Okay?
you,
And
Paul.
accept it. Okay? She
He's your
just
hype
do it
man.
like that. Go
He's
ahead.
your hype
I'm
man.
his hype woman.
Yeah, see?
We're friends. We do that for each other.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
Do you see?
That's crazy, huh?
Anyways.
Hey, listen though.
You see it?
I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
No, y'all gotta
Like
see it.
Pete
Look,
being
that's
funny,
her.
but it is inspiration.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's her, yo.
Well, hold on
Yeah.
though.
For sure. For sure.
This her. This is dope. And then, look, this her. And then that. You see that? That's
And now she's 38, 26. What's the number?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
She's inspiring.
So, I do coaching with women and stuff, but it's not just about, for me, it's not physical only, it's a mental transition. And it's really important that it starts with your mental. So for me, I was in a bad relationship. I've been in abusive relationships, all the things, and I feel like it's because I didn't love myself or pour into myself the way that I needed to, so I didn't take care of my temple. And I feel like how you look is a direct reflection of how you feel. So for me, I felt bad. I was just down. I was depressed. And I was with a man who was cheating on me with the baddest bitches in the world, because I was not always big. He got with me a certain size. And I justified it because I was big, and I was like, well, I wouldn't want to have sex with me either. Shit. I felt really down about myself. And so once I had to get up off the couch, and I was just like, ooh, and I couldn't get up, I said, yeah, no, I can't do this. I couldn't tie my shoe. And I felt like I'm just big.
Damn,
When did you start your transformation?
She was over here like,
I wasn't. I was. No, for real. It's funny, but I
who
couldn't.
ties your shoes? You had to hey, can you help me?
I had the Balenciaga socks,
Yeah.
baby. I couldn't even put on a tie. No, I'm just kidding. I could do it, but it blew. I was out of breath. So the point is I was big. I was real big. And so for me, after that, I was
that's
like, one day I
great.
just had to decide, I'm not doing this no more. And I tapped in, and in about 7 months, I lost about 65 pounds.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
in total, I've lost 110 pounds. So yeah, that's kind of my transition, and my goal is to just, help other people and help other women to not only change their life, but change their mind, because it starts with your
That's
mindset.
what's up. I'm getting that
Thank
stuff.
you.
That's not You got an amazing story, yo, and I'll be trying to tell her, put that shit out there. You inspirational.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Damn, I like that shit. You trying to hide that shit. You trying to hide that shit
Well, look
like
here,
that.
y'all. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? We got this thing we call the fuck it bucket. And there's questions in there, and we all gotta answer the questions. So since y'all the guests, y'all gonna pull first.
Let's start with Azar, because we might be on peak for 10
let's
15
start.
minutes.
Let's start
I'll
first.
give
Let's
you a
start.
quick shot before I take off.
Matter
Give me
of
the
fact,
bucket
can I
then.
get a shot as
Let me get,
well? We're nearing the end of the night.
Hold on, take a shot with me. Let the room take a shot. Let's do it.
Let's do this while they pull it up. It'll come
That's
through.
dope. That's dope. You take it first. All right, here we go.
When was the last time you were genuinely embarrassed? What happened? Right now, today?
You just told us that. You already told us that. You already answered that.
Tonight? All on this show. I don't even want this to air. I'm so nervous. No, this
Oh, this is so good.
Oh my God.
This is so
Tonight.
good. All right, here we
That's
go.
that's your answer.
my genuine answer.
Yeah, right now.
Right now.
Hey, listen, man.
This is
I ain't
amazing.
no matchmaker, but I ain't crazy either.
Yeah. I think everybody in the room see the energy. I think everybody knows.
No, y'all are tripping.
Y'all
Me
see
and-
what I see?
no.
Yeah.
Everybody said.
Like, listen.
Yeah.
How,
You know
all right,
everybody keeps
how
saying
line it
this.
up? How honest y'all are, how funny. Y'all give each other inspiration at the same time. You a fucking Bill Blocks, kick that shit down, build it back up. Back and forth, back and forth. That's
So
what
we do our podcast, The Truth After Dark, and like those, that's the comments.
That's the
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah. They're like, y'all should do
y'all
that.
gotta stop playing. That
No.
dating game shit, y'all just wasting time.
No, we're doing
But
a dating.
I'm gonna mind my business.
Yeah.
We're doing a dating game. So if anyone's interested in dating Paul,
I'm saying, what you doing tonight, though?
Paul, pick the thing. You got to pick.
You know I live down the street. Hey, have a drink. Have a drink with me. Have a drink. Have a drink.
Paul, pick the thing.
You shouldn't be driving all the way home tonight.
Paul, pick the number. Stop playing.
Come stay with me tonight.
Paul, stop. He's showing out tonight, though. This is crazy. Paul, pull the thing. Pull the thing. Pull the number, Paul.
He gotta come back, though. I want to get into
Hold
some
on,
real
hold on,
basketball.
hold on, hold
One day I'm
on.
gonna get into some real basketball shit with P. You gotta come back.
Damn, we was supposed to talk basketball tonight.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry. It's a
All right,
time and
hold on,
place.
hold on, hold on, hold on.
Don't put it. Look at this man.
What if you could replay one day of your past? What would it be? Wow, that's a good one.
That's a good question.
Damn, I think I was at the. Oh, I mean, I won like 500,000 at the Vegas. I was on fire. I was I started with 10,000. I was like, oh, okay.
And ran up a half a
I
chicken.
ran up a half of it. Yeah, it was one of them days. I don't remember it. I woke up with it.
He said, I woke up with it. You know what? I probably would have woke up with it too. Yeah. They probably was bringing out all types of shit out the back. Give them a bottle.
Yeah, I
This
think
is a dope thing right here, though.
we're gonna do one more. You wanna do one more? Like she gonna do one more.
Are we supposed to do one more?
Do one more. I'll hold it down. All right.
Hey, he didn't take the bathroom break when we took it. See? That's a long one. Pause.
That's what she said. Come on, we're supposed to take a shot. Come on, let's take a
All
shot.
right.
I don't have a shot available.
Oh, wait. I thought we was all in the room taking a shot. What y'all doing over there? What y'all doing over there? Hey, let's get the room a shot.
A reposado.
Because this is about to be a classic episode.
Did we kill?
Get this couch a shot. Get this couch a shot. Get this couch a shot. Get the back. Hollywood, where Hollywood go?
Thank you so much.
She just gonna slide out here and do a
This
shot.
is more than a shot. Shoot. Okay. Okay, should I ask the question?
No, wait,
Oh,
this
okay.
plate get back.
He ain't ducking it.
This has been a good episode, I
Hey,
think.
nah, I'm having fun. Y'all having fun?
I think this
I will say this has been like
What?
this is what we like to do.
hey, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
man.
that's what
you gotta
we-
come on ours.
I would love to.
Hey, you gotta come
Yeah, I
on
would
ours.
love to.
You know, This is the type of vibe, y'all.
Nah.
It's cool, it's tasteful.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
ain't gonna be crazy.
I ain't tripping.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
We got some things
when
to
you
talk
know
about
what you're
with
signing
you.
up for, you got to deal with
We got
whatever
some
comes
things
with
to talk
it.
about with you. You're a legend. Off the court and on the court.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You got songs after you.
Yeah,
boy.
you have to come back solo so they can do a basketball
You
like
got
more.
some
Because I think
songs.
I killed the vibe a little bit.
Nah, you good.
Nah, you were perfect.
This is perfect.
Honestly,
No, this is
I
perfect.
wouldn't cap you down.
Thank
This was perfect.
No, this is perfect.
I appreciate the fresh energy.
Nah, you know.
I appreciate the
this is,
fresh energy for real.
Yeah, for sure.
It's 10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
What?
I ain't even tripping.
Put in here talking.
And I ain't even tripping for real.
All right, she got
Tell
another
me what
one.
you got.
She got another one.
Do you
Pass
think?
that Pete, because we do one as well.
Oh yeah.
Well, should I even do another one? Should you
I'm gonna do
just-
one more. No,
You
no,
can.
she got one more. I'm gonna do one more. All right, tell us though.
Do you feel there's a part of yourself you can't show around other people? If so, what is it?
The fuck?
What is it, Paul? Go, because you like to talk for me, and that's okay. What is
Yo, what?
Nah, hell no. What is
No.
it? It took too long. It took too long.
What is it?
Like, ask the question again. What is
Do you feel there's a part of yourself you can't show around other people? If so, what is it? Paul, good night.
I'll help. The part of me that I typically don't show around people, I'm actually goofy as silly as fuck.
I love that. Why don't you show that? That's a great thing.
Because it ain't for everybody.
I get it. I think that there's a lot about me. I've mastered the art of acting like I overshare, but I don't really tell you anything.
I did that.
So I'm a very they would think I told you so much, and there's so many layers to me like an onion that you would never even know.
So you talkative. I got you.
I'm talkative, and I don't say nothing for real. And that's the problem. What's yours?
I can tell she got before I even know.
What is that?
Yeah, y'all would have learned that song.
Here.
I ain't wrong. Y'all wrong. Y'all learned that song. Y'all better learn that song.
Here go my, hold on, my last one.
Can you read it?
When was the last time you were genuinely embarrassed?
That's the one she threw back in there.
That's the one she threw back in.
Oh, that was the one she
Need
threw.
another
I
one.
grabbed hers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right. She said that?
I was genuinely.
I don't get embarrassed.
I have a question really quick. When you know the medication Z-Quil? Are you familiar with Z-Quil?
Quill, no worries.
But have you heard of Z-Quil?
Yeah,
What do you call it? What do you call it?
ZZ Quill, right?
This nigga talks about Z-Quil. He calls it ZZ-Quil. And he promises
It's
that it's
ZZ-Quil, ain't it?
ZZ-Quil. And he talks about it every
I call
day.
it ZZ Quill.
And he's like, Azar, why is it two Z's? And then he'll be around like, it's ZZ-Quil. That's why women aren't president, because you call it a Z-Quil. I said, what? Are you crazy?
It's called ZZ Quill, right?
Is it called ZZ-Quil, yes or no?
It's called Z-Quill.
Is it called Zy-Quil?
Just Z-Quill.
It's
ZZ Quill. That's crazy, bro. I lost a bet to this.
He lost a bet. He owed me $10,000. Where's it at?
No, I'll bet you something.
Bye. Let's read the question for real.
All right. What if a celebrity came to you for advice? Who and what would the advice be? Wow. Okay. So if a celebrity came to me for advice, hold on.
Who would it
Spank
be?
came to you for dating advice, what would you tell Spank?
Okay, so if Spank came to me for dating advice, I'll be like, listen, dog, don't ever get married.
Church.
And make sure.
Yeah,
they
no,
believe
that
you,
was
dog.
crazy. You got me fucked up. I said, hold up, what are you talking about?
You can love somebody with
That's
all
what you want to do, and that's what you want to do in life.
and
But
everything.
don't say it was because of me.
You
nigga.
can love a damn.
New slang. I thought he was about to put me on
Because
some
I'm
new slang.
saying the paperwork gets involved because animosity becomes like
For sure.
Because you can have clean breakups.
Okay.
I just think hold on, let me see the play.
Nah, you halfway home. No, finish it.
You
You
got
halfway
it,
home.
P. It was done.
The paperwork fuck up everything.
They do.
The paperwork fucked it up.
I've dealt with paperwork.
So, P,
and-
listen, I'm gonna tell you something. So we was having a conversation in here off camera yesterday, and cause I've said I'd never get married.
yeah,
And
that's wise.
Yeah, and she asked me why. I said because I came in the league so young. I seen so many of my OGs go through shit when it comes
But
down.
you can be
paper.
with a girl and live with a girl, and then if y'all don't like each other, you can just break up.
I said all that. I said
Yeah,
all
that's
that.
what
I feel like the paperwork part is the.
It causes animosity.
But some women look at it as-
Why you feel like it causes animosity?
Because now y'all start battling over stuff, possessions. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn.
Some women look for security though. Like if
Yeah,
y'all
it's
don't
cool, I'm
work
gonna
out.
take care of you, but like, damn, it get animosity down. But like, because when it's like a clean breakup, like, all right, let's break up. It's harder to break up when you're not married. When you married to a rich motherfucker, it's like, all right, I know I'm gonna get this.
Right.
You know? So, like straight up.
Yo.
When you not married, when you just with a motherfucker, it's harder to break up if you living with him.
What if you found the love of your life? It was everything you ever wanted. Would you guys get married? And it was just, she was like, I really want to be married because I love you. I'll sign up for you.
I'll marry again.
Yeah, I know.
What feels better, clean or a massage? Your masseuse might be insulted.
New Airhead Sour Bars. They start sour
Hi, I'm Carol.
and
Yeah, I know you said you will. You're giving people advice not to marry, though.
I think that's
No, I told you I've been
we talk
open.
about
Yeah.
communication, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's something that I'm probably gonna tell you date one.
So, but I've learned about trust
So
and
it's on
LLCs now.
Yeah,
So we're like now, I don't got nothing. My trust and my LLC got something. I'm broke to the motherfucker.
I got nothing.
Oh, you divorcing Paul Pierce? Well, this money is in this other trust that's called the Truth Inc.
Can't get to that.
This is something else. Like, nah, this is my. I'm,
So you would marry
Truth
again.
Inc. pays me $5,000.
Snake, what is your question? I'm done.
For all these millions, the truth on that. The Truth Inc. on that.
What is your question, Snake? Go ahead,
Silly
Dad.
one. Would you rather have no elbows or no knees? And why?
That's a question. Man, I know which one I'll take.
Take the elbow.
Yeah, take the elbow. I need my knee.
Actually, shit, one of my knees don't work no more anyway.
So wait, when you don't have elbows, you just
Take
are
the
straight,
elbow.
straight, but you could put them down by your side.
Yeah.
No, I need my
And what? And
elbows,
you
bro.
could, so all
can have my
you could go
knees.
like you
You
just
can have my knees. I
okay.
was already in the wheelchair before.
Hold on. About that wheelchair, P. About that wheelchair, P.
You can have my knees. Like, I can still hip thrust. My hip thrust is crazy. But my elbows, I gotta be able to do push-ups. I need to grab you, hold you.
Hold up, P. Was you really hurt or you really had to take a shit? What's the truth to the matter?
That's fucked up.
What's the truth to that story? Can you put
Like,
that
so
shit
listen,
in bed right
I'm about
here?
to put everything in bed. Look, my knee was hurt, dog.
You was genuinely
I
hurt.
had a whole numbing sensation. So this is how it went down. They like, the doctor comes out. By the way, we got a Hollywood doctor. This doctor, he's like, hey, hold on. Let's pick him up. And I'm like, damn, hold on, I got a numbing sensation. If you see me, I'm still bending my knee because if ACL, you ain't gonna be able to do this.
Yeah.
So I'm still kind of bending my knee. So I got a numbing sensation, but I ain't never felt that before, like a funny bone. You know how you felt that funny bone? I'm getting a funny bone sensation in my knee. So I'm like, damn, this is tricky. I'm like, oh. Then I hold on, I'm like, all right, grab him, pick him up. All right, get the wheelchair. You know, I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for a wheelchair, so now I'm over there like, now in a wheelchair. Now, you know, cameras. You know, they got the cameras, though.
The way you looked at that wheelchair.
I know, but there's cameras there. They followed us all the way back. So I'm like, damn, it's numbing. So you know how a funny bone be. In a minute, it might go away.
Yeah.
So it went away. So I'm standing up like, okay, you know, I'm good. Like, hold on, let me jump on it. I'm like, it's the finals, it's good. Give me a knee brace. So I took a knee brace and I'm like, all right, I'm good. Because our era wasn't like on that type of shit, like sitting on the training table all
Yeah, you
day.
gonna figure it out.
We gonna like, no, we get out.
40%,
Yeah, we out there. You know, now they gonna like, all right, let me evaluate you. But it's like, no, I'm good. I think I'm good. So I'm like, it's the finals. I'm playing against the Lakers. I'm playing against Cole. Like, hold on, I dreamed of this. This is my dream. I'm from Inglewood. Like, I'm playing against the Lakers. Like, I want to be a Laker. But like now, like, hold on. Yeah, this can't be it. This can't be the end of the story. No, I'm going back out there. Let me see what it feel like. So I ran right back out there. Like, no.
I know. I knew it from when it happened because I'm like, they're exactly the same. Like KD Planet did everything the same way. It was just the different. KD did it off a jump shot. JT did it after the jump shot. I knew he was done after that. Then you saw how he was twirling on the ground. Like he done tweaked ankles before in the playoffs 2 years ago. He was holding it.
It makes sense.
How
you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what I'm saying, like all of that. But he's out for 2 years, so
I was like, oh yeah,
he will be. And it's not a tear. He ruptured it, so that means like it completely like snapped.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta have haters somewhere.
Basically the same injury Kobe
Why
got.
you pick a new one and put your one back in there?
It said if you can invent a
Fields event.
yeah, if
I
you
saw
can,
that.
yeah. It said if you could make up an event for a track and field, what would it be? I don't know.
The track and field.
What you got now? Hold on. What
Yeah,
is
what
it?
is his name?
Alright, what's a nasty bad habit you make socially acceptable?
A nasty bad habit that you
Okay.
make so that means public.
Listen, if you know me, I always fuck with my nose and it may look like I'm digging in my nose all the time, but I just have a habit of like fucking with
Me
inside
too.
of my nose. So I would say like if you see me out fucking with my nose, like leave me the fuck alone. I'm lying.
It ain't the narcotic.
It ain't the narcotic. What I do like
It ain't coke. It ain't coke.
It ain't coke. It ain't coke. I ain't made it there yet. Yeah. Nope. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, it ain't the coke. It ain't the coke. That's crazy.
Anybody in here ever did coke? Like, keep it real. Y'all lying.
But what would be a
Y'all
bad habit?
I know she did right here. Right here, the glasses right here. I know she did. 100% she done tried. 100% she done tried. Hey, keep it 100. I know her right here, the glasses. She done definitely tried.
100%.
Keep it 100. Yeah. Say yeah. Don't lie. Hey, get the camera on her. Get the camera on her. Yeah, look at her. Her nostrils are skinny. She definitely.
Hey man, it's been a pleasure. You know what? We got one more segment. Should we do that segment?
Yeah, especially with P.
All right, P.
Yeah.
And Azar,
Azar.
our last segment. We got a segment called "Fuck You Camera."
Okay, that one.
This segment was created by a guest of ours by the name of Jaleel White. You might know him.
Yeah, I know Jaleel.
As Urkel. Yeah. So he pulled out of the fucking bucket and
We're talking about Urkel.
Yeah, for sure. And his question was, if you could look it straight into the camera and tell somebody, fuck you, who would it be? And he went on to talk about a guy that went to high school with him by the name of Rodney and that used to bully him after the show.
Damn.
So he went on to tell that story and looked at the camera and said, fuck you, Rodney. So the fuck you camera is right here. If you want to look dead into this camera, if there's anybody that you can think of that you want to tell them, fuck you, you have the opportunity right now.
So that's pretty sick.
Yes.
Right. I want to find out this thing. Man, you know what? I do. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Nah, my motherfucking garbage man. Y'all broke my trash can. I had to buy 2 new trash cans now. You know, they use the machine. Like, then my trash can come back in my house, and it's the green one. It's the green one that do the plants, and my blue one that do the plastic. They broke them.
Yeah.
So all my trash men on Thursdays when y'all come, fuck you, bro. I had to go buy I had to go to Home Depot, get new trash cans. Like, they broke, because y'all ain't managing the shit right. Like, damn, dog, lift it up right, bro.
Don't they got the one with the machine on the side?
Yeah, they broke. Mine just broke. They cracked in half. Like, I can't even, like, y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much, bro.
We gonna make sure them kids
My
get
trash,
their
man, now I have to pay like a couple $100. The wasted $100. Trash cans live for life, bro. Like, you should never spend
Trash
money.
cans live for
Like, you
life.
should never spend money on trash cans.
Oh, sorry, what about you? Anybody you like to give your flowers to?
Man, got $1 million in all all these different trusts. So he don't want to spend a couple hundred on the trash.
Bloomy, dog. I gotta go get new trash cans because my man gardening, he can't put the grass in the thing now. So now it's blowing me. Now I wasted an hour of my life going to Old Depot. Bloomy, bro.
I wouldn't say that I have anyone specific. I can say fuck you to anyone who ever slept on me. Keep pressing snooze, okay? Because you're missing out on a real one.
There you go. That was so ass. That was so ass. That was so
Hey, listen.
The 5-year relationship that didn't make her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was to him.
Hey, P.
What about the guy right now? You dealing with? You got a guy right now?
Paul, we do this every episode. We're not doing this on these
You
people's
got a man?
podcasts. Stop. Move on.
Y'all
Thank you so much
Like,
for
let us know
having
you
us.
got a man.
Thank you so much.
I've never seen two people as attracted to each other.
What?
Bullshit around.
Don't.
All right, I won't.
Use the restroom real quick.
Listen.
I know you've seen part 1 of Paul Pierce and Azar. Now you're about to see part 2 for the half hours. Tune in, check it out. And we got the same clothes on because it was the same episode where we had to chop it up and we got half hours. I might be giving y'all too much right now, but hey, half hours. Paul Pierce and Azar. Let's go. Whenever y'all ready.
He was on the scout report. There's a lot of motherfuckers that wasn't on the
Don't make the
scout report. He was definitely on the scout. It was like schemes to stop him. Like in the league.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
I'll place this, and Paul will tell people, hey, show them how you look like Shrek. Pull in the picture right now. Pull in this motherfucker look like Shrek. Pull in the picture right now. She was a big bitch, man. Pull it up like, God damn.
You're a testimony.
I am.
You can inspire people.
I've never seen two people as attracted to each other.
What?
Bullshit around.
No.
All right, I won't.
Can I use the restroom real quick?
Listen. Nigga, you want to take that picture down? Let's take that picture down.
The 24/7.
Don't do that, Paul.
Hey, shit, let's
Don't do that, Paul. Don't start. Don't start tonight,
It was
please.
good stats.
I want to start with y'all. Though. How y'all link up and do truth after?
Yeah, how do y'all
I'll
link
start
up?
with yours.
Man.
Oh, he gonna start. Go ahead.
Alright, I don't even look. Alright, so look.
It was God.
Like, I don't know, I seen it on Instagram, right? You know.
It ain't what
Well,
you saying.
wait a minute.
It's the delivery.
I had another podcast already that was
You did.
popping.
I'm trying to
Okay.
give you an
I
opportunity
had
to
another
do
podcast.
this.
We're not gonna shout it out because I don't deal with it no more. But
Okay.
it was popping. I had millions of views and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
Paul saw me. He
I
reached
saw
out
some
to
of her
me.
clips and I DM'd her. And I was like, hey, you know, we should like meet up.
We should like meet up is wild. That's not what you said.
Can I tell
Yeah,
a
get it
story?
off. Go.
Like, this is my side. you
Okay.
tell your side.
Don't need us.
All
Go,
right.
tell your
So
side.
I was like, all right, we hooked up. Not hooked
We
up.
hooked up. Take the mic
No.
away. Take it away.
So I was on some like, damn, she'll be dope for what I'm thinking of, I'm trying to do. You know, so like we went out to dinner and everything, and you know, we started talking about it, and you know, it like turned into a date kind of. It was like,
Lord.
I mean, do you want me to keep it real?
Go ahead, Paul, please.
And then, you know,
Where did y'all meet up at? What was the
we
meeting place at?
went to the back of Tatel.
Ooh, Tatel.
We was on
The back is all felt like you making this crazy. Go ahead, tell
No,
the
so we was
story.
in the back and everything, and we talking about like, yeah, I think we'll be dope. I think you got. I'm trying to meet you. I like your your personality, I think this would be a good match.
Mm-hmm.
And next thing you know, we like, oh, this is going on, and it was like,
This
it
is
went
crazy. How you started to put this business out there? You ain't never said this story before.
To be fair,
He never told
but
this.
To be fair, I gave you an opportunity.
But he cut me off.
And you lobbed it to him.
He know he's gonna always go first because he's the Hall of Famer. So go ahead, do your big one.
I respect
Say the story. I'm gonna let him go.
Alright, so then.
Yo, this is great. I didn't tell certain people this. Now my business is on blast. But tell it. Go ahead.
We glad y'all did it.
It wasn't too much, but it was like some.
But it wasn't sexual. We didn't do anything
Can
sex.
I talk?
Okay, I just want to make sure.
And
Go.
then you got the side, you can tell your truth.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Alright, yeah.
But from your perspective,
No.
Exactly.
Don't lie on me though. Don't say that we did anything. We didn't have sex. Can I say that?
100% I've never had.
Yeah.
No.
I never even seen your situations. Don't lie on me. Yo, this is wild. Paul, don't lie.
Paul, like, do dick pics count?
I'm gonna let her tell the story now. I
Keep it
mean,
real. Did I see your situation before?
Hold up, though. Hold up.
No, this is wild. I never heard
you
this.
was drunk. You was drunk. You was
No,
drunk.
Paul, don't do that. Don't do that. That's
No,
very
she's never.
It's gonna be an after hour.
No. Listen, I'm just trying to tell you how we met.
Yeah.
All right, so we met. And so now we having a couple drinks, having dinner, talking about like, hey, this was about a year ago.
Yeah.
And so we had the meeting. You know, things got weird.
Mom, this is so crazy to me.
I'm
Like,
just saying the story. I'm not saying the details, but I'm saying things got weird.
Y'all was gazing into each other's eyes.
It was more say, I'm gonna be honest, it was a gazing, it was a connection, it might have been a little vibe.
All right, so
Right.
then,
That's it. I'm gonna keep it real.
Then we didn't see each other or talk about it. We talked on the phone, and then she went dark. And then we met up again.
I went dark?
Well, one of us did. Maybe it was me. Maybe it was me.
You say it was me, you say I flaked on you a bunch of times.
Oh, you did flake, so I went dark.
Okay.
You know, you flake on me, I go dark. You know, I don't answer no that. I'm all right. You know, I got some.
But was I hitting you up?
So then I reconnected with her. We went out again. We went to a little hookah spot. Same situation.
Oh my God.
We ordered fries. She know I'm telling her. This
The
is
fries? Where was that?
that hookah spot, remember? The garlic.
Oh, them cool little, yeah.
Them, what they call
Them
them?
truffle fries.
Truffle
The
fries.
Parmesan
Yeah.
truffles. Them hit. I'm not gonna lie.
So then, next thing you know,
What? What is the next thing you know?
it got uncomfortable again.
No, don't air this. Because I'm like, seriously.
So then, all right, then we went dark again. So then, you
This
know,
was a
went
year ago.
Yes.
about a year ago. So this was like, we met, did that, then 6 months later, we met again, and then the third meeting was like, hey, let's get this popping. You know what I'm saying? I think we got a good chemistry. You know, let's put it together. She came to the crib, we wrote it out. Like, look, this is what we're gonna do. I think you cool as fuck. Your energy is amazing. So we put the shit together. It was like, all right, I got a studio. I know this guy. We can put it together. Man, so we just was like, fuck it, let's do it. And so now we got like 6 episodes. This is something I've been wanting to do. So she's amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
She's pro guy, which I like. But I don't think she needs to be pro guy all the time. But yeah, it's fine.
Right.
It's fine.
I'm not pro guy all the time.
No, but it's fine.
I'm not pro you right
like,
now.
But like, but it's cool. I like her energy. And God brought us together for some reason. I'm a huge believer that shit happens for a reason.
Facts.
You know, you run into people, you know what I'm saying, shit happens. And here we are, you know? So now we even already had like meetings with like big companies that like, we were a month off the ground.
Right.
And we
But this is a new space for me because I've been like a sports talker and I was like, man, I need to dive into like what's real. You know, I want to talk about my situation, relationships. I've been married I've been divorced. I've been with another. I've been in like different relationships. And I just want to dive into it and like tell everybody what men like, what men don't like, and I want to find out what women like and what women don't like.
Right.
So we can all make this, you know.
What you want to do, Pete? we can meet in the middle. Y'all got after dark, we got after hours.
And I love that. And we actually had someone on our show yesterday. She was really dope. She drinks her own urine and her own.
I'm sorry?
Yeah. And her own period blood and this whole thing.
And she was dope.
But she was interesting.
She was dope. I ain't gonna lie.
No, listen, this is who Paul brought to the table. But listen, it was an interesting thing. It was interesting. She kept calling black athletes blackleets, and she was like white. I was getting.
No, she's not white.
Would you like
She's
to get
like
it? Well,
Indian.
I'm assuming it's going to be an episode. So
It's coming.
Would you like to get that Queen of Flowers? Who are we talking about? It's going to come out. What you want
Oh,
me to
it's
do?
gonna come out.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Her name is.
All right. She got a book.
Don't do this.
So she has a book. She's gonna love this.
Her name is Janelle Shakti.
And
And
she
she
has
has
a
a
book that she wrote that says "Unfuck Your Sex Life," and she teach you how to tune in with your energy.
And she was tuning in
She
with
was
Paul
like,
heavily.
She was like 70% of
She
women.
was tuning in. She got on
She
her
was like
knees,
70%
was
of
touching
women.
his. Yeah, it was a lot. So
she
y'all
was
gotta
like-
get in
she
there.
was like-
Invite her. What's going on?
No. She's a dope guest. I'm gonna put y'all on her.
There we go. Appreciate
Yeah,
you.
she was dope. She really liked
She was
Paul.
like, you know, women usually don't get there. I was like, really?
Yeah, that's
All right,
true.
that's good.
I have been in 5-year relationships where I
Like, you
never
know,
got there.
like she was a
In a
really
5-year relationship?
Yes,
She's a sexual
Yes.
coach, and she was like telling us
like vaginas are like papayas or mangoes or kiwis.
like which one are you?
It's
Who's
after
a
hour.
papaya in here?
It's after hour.
Oh, sorry, are we doing too much?
No. We just.
Let us know, cause we after dark and we do too much already.
So what just happened is we just took one hat off, put the other hat on.
Yeah.
Is that okay though?
It's
Cause we
just
don't
a
want
matter
to
of
limit
label.
it, and you know.
It's a matter of a label. That's it.
It's good.
So we can I?
We finna get into this.
Well, that's what we like to get into.
I
Paul
would
just
like to know
exposed
why
me.
she's drinking her own tea.
She said that it's good for you. Paul agreed. He was feeling it, and so.
I did not agree.
Come on, you were like, and I feel that. Yes, people are doing that.
This is my thing. This is my thing. When I'm listening to you,
You're respectful.
exactly. Like I'm not judging you off of that.
Exactly.
That's your energy.
If you want to drink pure
You know what I'm
blood,
saying?
that's
She
on
said I
you.
do this.
Yeah,
And I was like,
he loved it, and
How
she.
do I
I'm just saying it was good because she was feeling Paul. She got on her
How do you
knees
know
and
she
was
was-
like feeling your energy, Paul. I have the videotape. She got on her knees. She
was gonna be feeling my
said.
energy.
She said she got to his
She was gonna be feeling my
situation.
energy.
She put her hand.
My energy is cracking.
She
wasn't
had a
feeling
lot.
my
She was.
energy, literally.
Right.
I can't
So
tell.
feel my energy, you gonna be doing
You
a
gonna
whole
feel
lot
that
of other
energy.
things. You gonna be doing a whole lot of other things.
Lord.
You might be our first celebrity guest on After Hours, but
I'm
Facts.
just saying, hey, look.
But is that okay?
You got
We're-
the truth.
Yeah,
bro.
it's good.
Why they call me the
Okay.
truth?
now
Yes.
y'all probably done reached a level we ain't got to yet.
Okay.
But you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. For sure.
We'll tone it down. Yeah, we had a lot
No,
going
you don't
on.
have to tell us that.
Okay,
You don't
all
have
right.
Yeah, we good. Trust me, we good.
Yeah, so we're trying to learn, for me personally, as women, you could be in these long relationships with men and not reach an orgasm or come. I've been in 5-year relationships, 7-year relationships where I didn't have that. It doesn't mean the sex wasn't good.
Right.
The sex was good because I felt intimate with my partner, but I wasn't reaching the
What did she
completion.
teach you?
She
She
was
teach-
like, she said she can teach you how to get there.
Yeah, and she
She's
said,
like a coach.
yeah, and she said my vagina's like a mango.
Can't kiss her.
Huh?
Definitely can't kiss her. Definitely can't kiss her. She drink her own piss and her own blood.
Can't kiss her.
I ain't kissing her.
Well, she said it was good for you, and that
she kind of looked cool.
Paul was feeling it. I'm gonna keep it real.
I was
Paul,
not.
you were feeling it. Don't lie. Come on, she kind of looked cool.
I wanna go on their show now.
Look.
Come see y'all.
No, look. I sat there and listened, bro.
And then you try
I'm
to
a
say,
listener. Like, you gotta
Yeah.
be a good listener to be a great leader. You know what
hello.
I'm saying? Like, when you constantly interrupting, you don't get the information. So I want to get the information.
So you was focused on her.
He was focused on the energy and the vibe.
You know what I'm saying? Let them go ahead and give out the information because they gonna tell you who the hell they is. Like I'm gonna go ahead. If I disrupt, then I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you tell yourself. On the real, y'all know that.
He was really tuned in. I ain't never seen him this tuned in.
But she gonna keep interrupting my.
So what's that? Give us some game. Give us a secret.
So the game is.
Help you out.
Well, first of all, I think that men in general have to learn how to stimulate a woman and what makes her go. You know what I mean? And
this is what our podcast is about.
Every woman is different. So like clitoris stimulation is probably the fastest way to get a woman to come. And some men just, what happens with men,
It ain't the G?
it's not the G for me. I'm gonna keep it real, it's that. But like some men, like you'll be eating it and then you'll have emotion and then you're like, oh, I'm about to come. And then they get all crazy. It's like, yo, stay focused, man. Like, it's stay focused. Yeah, you get off rhythm. You get off rhythm. So I'm gonna start.
Hey, they get off rhythm, huh?
You ain't get 6
That's why I say you gotta shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I do. Because I'm a talking motherfucker. I talk too much during sex. But you tell them, oh, I'm about to cut. Then all of a sudden you moving it around. It's too much.
You change his position.
You change the
And then he
position.
throw you off.
Just stay focused, okay?
Well, when you shut up, he keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he just do what you gotta do. Right. And they
But
crack.
sometimes I can't control it. If I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna say it because it's going there.
Yeah, when you say it, that's definitely give a man
It gets
a little
too
more,
exciting.
Like, hold on now. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna go faster.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So then we can start going into his other shit and really mess everything up.
And it's like, chill out. You know what I'm saying? You making me nervous. Like, just slow down.
1, 2, yeah.
Yeah, you moving too quick.
The rhythm off.
Yeah.
The 1, 2.
The rhythm off.
They throw it off.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's funny though. That's funny.
And this is the type of shit we talk
Yeah,
about.
because
in our-
when you come into an interview and you think you got a plan.
Yeah.
Right.
I had a plan.
You had a whole plan for us? This is crazy.
So we'll get to it. Let's dive back
Okay.
into it.
We'll get around
So
to it.
when a man's saying it, does that turn a woman on? Did she say anything about
They
that?
don't turn me on
Like,
because
ooh,
I mean,
yeah.
Here we go.
so I'm gonna tell you this: 2 things. When a man says it, it don't do nothing because y'all gonna come every time. So why am I excited?
Why you excited?
Number 2,
That's
if I want a man to come, I'm doing the most. Yes, daddy, come on right there.
Daddy.
You're gonna keep doing a lot because you
Daddy
want him
gonna
to
get a
hurry
nigga
up.
every time.
No, but you know what?
Daddy, I'll be like,
Some men, no, I heard some men say if they have children, they don't like that.
what?
Yeah, I heard a man told me because he has children, if you call him daddy, it's gonna make him go soft.
Oh no.
You start putting in this is weird.
Yeah, I don't get that.
And he was a weirdo.
When
It
you
wasn't
start
anyone.
saying- When
Yeah.
you start giving a man superior, like, energy during, like, oh, king, daddy, when you start giving them
Poppy.
words, poppy,
Yeah.
that's gonna make a
That's
man
me, like, I like
even
to-
if it ain't good, if you start just saying that, you can
Saying-
manipulate your shit. You can manipulate your shit to make it good. Like saying this type of shit.
I like that.
He can be like, but you just start saying, like, Bobby King.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you're having sex with a man and it's taking too long, you can start with that. I personally love that. Like I'm more submissive, so I like that.
You get a nigga mental, it don't matter what all that else is doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But is all vagina the same? And is all vagina good vagina? And is all if you're in a condom, is all vagina does all vagina feel the same if you're in a condom? Yoni?
No, because
Damn.
condom, it really gotta be there when you gotta come.
Okay, because
You gotta
mostly
be
it feels the same. I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But uncondom,
Hey, can I do
is it different?
Between a condom and uncondom?
No. I'm saying
oh.
if you have non-condom sex,
Yes.
does it feel differently? But with like,
Yes.
is there like, oh, this was good,
Yes.
this was hitting?
For sure.
And what constitutes good vagina? Is it the wetness?
The wetness and the snapper.
Snapper is sucking it in.
Yeah, that thing right
Okay,
there.
got
I
it.
gotta adjust myself. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
That right there. Yeah. Yeah.
So the girl yesterday got a whole procedure on her vagina.
Oh,
where
she
she
said this.
sucked it in. She sucked it in. They said they went in there. It was heated. It was a laser. And because she has a kid and stuff, like I don't have those problems. But she said that like when she sneezes,
I like how you threw that up there.
yeah.
I like that.
When she sneezes, she pees like people pee a little bit when they sneeze. That's fine.
Oh, that's crazy.
No, it's not. No, don't do that because there is people who do that and it's not a bad
So
thing.
ladies,
He said, no, that's crazy.
Some people do.
oh, after pregnancy.
It's something that it happens, and I don't knock nobody because that is something that happens, and I don't want to knock nobody. Like it is what it
He
is.
said, oh, that's
And
crazy.
no, so she
I
said
just
she.
want to know what she looked like now.
I will show you. To me, I'm not gonna say anything on this platform, but I think that she's a beautiful woman.
I think you'll go.
Paul was feeling it. I'm gonna keep it real.
Don't say I was
Paul
feeling it.
wanted
I'm not
that
going.
thing.
I'm not going.
Now we're doing a dating show for Paul, right? It's called Pierced by Love, and we're gonna get some contestants on there. And when she was on the show, she said she gotta be a contestant because all she likes is 6'5" and up athletes, blackleets.
Wow. Oh,
That's what she needs.
Black
Yeah,
bitch,
I'm
that's what she
6'7",
gonna
I'm
lose. Me.
6'7".
Don't fucking nickname.
That's what I said. Are you kidding
That's
me?
like that's
Paul likes to say I'm not black, I'm half black, and I didn't like that. And Paul was all smiling and just happy.
I'm listening. See what you don't understand. I'm listening. So I'm just
I
like,
can't tell.
like you gonna judge on what you want to do, and I'm gonna look a certain way, but I'm listening.
But do you want her? Just be honest.
Hey Pete, let me ask you this, Pete. Do you want her or the experience that she's laid out? You curious to know what she got going
Come on, because if I was
Is it more of that or her?
It's a great question, Luke.
Yeah.
So, no, listen. I like what she laid out.
Yeah.
And her energy. And I wish, I know she give that game to girls. So whoever game she gave that
You want
to.
her pupil. You want the
I
pupil.
want her people. Yeah. Like I think like it mesmerized her. It got to the point because where she was sitting, we were sitting like this, a girl right here. Yeah, she was just like,
Who was?
you were. I was watching you. Because I was watching.
And you was listening.
I was listening.
He was watching
You
me.
were so into. No, but the thing is.
I was into it because she was interesting, and I wanted to know.
Very interesting, though.
Because you try to say after y'all wanted each other and some weird
I didn't
stuff.
say
Paul,
that.
you said that. I
say
didn't want that.
wanted her.
You said I wanted. Anxiety.
Bring some friends. Lose some friends. Final destination. Bloodlines. Get tickets now. Rated R.
Gemini, can you look at my resume?
This spider?
These complicated instructions?
Sure, just add it and we'll talk. That's a cool sweater. Here are a few ways to dress it up.
It's plain 24-hour moisturizing lotion with real shea butter isn't a myth.
The Shakaroni's back at Papa John's with more pepperoni than over half a pound of cheese.
So many orders, we have to staff up.
I am here to work, people. Where's the garlic sauce?
Is he always here? He's everywhere. We're making with Shakaroni for $12.99.
That's right. I live here.
You love your bank.
Yeah, that's a no for me.
Would you love them if they gave you easy credit building with FICO score tracking fee-free?
He wanted me and I wanted her. At the end of the day, Paul, you lie so
Yeah,
much.
that
This
was
is
definitely
crazy.
2 dates. That was
Yeah,
definitely 2 dates y'all had. That was definitely 2 dates. I see it. I see it. Y'all definitely got a chemistry. I see it.
This is so much of a lie.
You lie so much, it's crazy.
She's
Don't
too
listen to
old
that.
for me.
Who?
How old was the lady? What?
The lady is probably like 45.
Oh,
What? You think she was like,
She got to put a steamer in there.
what is a steamer? What is the steamer? The little machine that was getting it tight?
No,
Don't do
okay.
that, because I don't want her to watch this. And this is just an amazing
She's
person.
amazing. She's a beautiful motherfucker. I swear. Everybody here.
Yeah, please don't do
Except
this.
for
She
me.
was great. She was great, and I don't want to say nothing
Because
other than that.
I'm just in I'm on some other type of time right now.
And you was feeling that time
I
or
ain't
whatever.
on nothing right now.
Okay.
What type of time you want, people?
I'm on some just me shit.
And Pierce, I love to find love.
I got a lot of build up right now because I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying?
You looking for love right now? You just have.
But look, man, this side's going down right now.
Somebody say
I've been married before, divorced. I got 4 kids by 2 different women, and I'm like, all right, I'm off this shit, y'all. You know, I'm never gonna be in love with another girl. I'm never gonna get married again. But recently I saw a psychiatrist.
Yeah, she came on the show. Yeah.
Was that the only time you saw? Or you had like...
She was cool though. She was cool. Hey, look.
So go Reno, so.
She was cool.
Like he was feeling her, the therapist too. That's what was getting crazy.
You was a feel, baby.
He was feeling her. He felt everything.
How old is she?
She's about 40, but she looked young.
She was cool.
Because she was black and Mexican. She's my homegirl, and she's pretty.
She cool.
And he be looking at videos of her like, ooh, she's so pretty.
This is the thing. She think I'm looking at a woman like I like her. I'm actually looking at a girl to get to know her because I get eye contact. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna say
This
nothing
is my
tonight.
thing. Like when you talking to me, I'm gonna give you direct eye contact.
The mic.
I'm gonna give you direct eye contact because there's gonna be something I just want to just kind of see.
And what is it that you're kind of trying to
I just
see?
want to see your confidence. I want to see your personality. When I look you directly in the eye, and I'll directly look you in the eye for like a good minute, just to see if you look down or you shy or something. Something's gonna tell me something.
And you're looking them in the eye because you want to find love with them, or you just want to see
I
them?
get to know. I'm
Okay.
an energy person too, and I can
Okay.
like kind of feel a person like when I look them in the eye.
Okay.
You know, so. No, it's a real thing. It's a real thing, and
It's a real thing. I believe
it's a
you.
real thing.
No, it's a real thing.
Yeah, so then I'm just trying to see her energy. So I was like, all right, I trust the things that she's saying.
You trust her. You trust her.
Yeah, because there's false prophets.
There are.
You know what I'm saying?
And she was a real one. And she looked good
struck-
too. Did that help
We
as the
still
therapy?
talking about the psychiatrist.
The therapist.
Yeah, we still talking
Just making sure.
Does she look good with her physical attraction? Is it help with the therapy though? Be honest.
Nope.
It doesn't matter. If I don't understand what you're saying, or you're saying something that I'll
You're off of it.
I'll tune
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But you got my attention.
P, I think that's a man thing though. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to find women to be in important positions with me.
Wait. You don't want what?
Like I wouldn't want my psychiatrist to be drop dead gorgeous. I would be distracted.
He's disagree because he felt the
She was not drop dead gorgeous, but
Don't say that. She
drop
was
dead gorgeous to me doesn't have to be a look.
Listen,
Like you can look a certain way, but your attitude can make you like fucking gorgeous.
I agree.
That's true. But
I
you know what I'm
agree.
saying? Like you can whatever look, but like when I start talking to you, and I can just look at you in a whole different light. Like damn, this is some motherfucking sunshine.
But why don't you want to find women in your life to be gorgeous? Like why don't you want to?
No, that ain't what I said.
Well, okay, give me what you said.
Like a psychiatrist?
Yes.
I don't want my psychiatrist to be somebody I would be
Attracted to.
attracted to.
Like that's
I get
real.
that.
No,
Yeah.
that's real.
That's real.
My whole staff is women. Gorgeous women. I'm not attracted in that area. You know what I'm saying? But if you my therapist, psychiatrist, some shit like that, where you supposed to be helping me,
You don't want that.
I'm gonna tell you this.
okay,
Lou.
I'm
I'm gonna tell you this, Lou. I can meet a girl, and she could be my psychiatrist because of how she talked to me. And she could be looking good too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
Yo, this is crazy.
I get distracted though. It sounds like your ass distracted too.
No, but like,
I'm done.
there's certain girls you meet, and you can be like on some like talking to them, and they become your psychiatrist. God damn.
I understand that.
Whoa, wait, what?
I understand that. Yeah.
You understand?
But
what
they're
I'm saying?
not a psychiatrist,
But they're not a
but they do.
psychiatrist.
Okay.
It's like, damn.
I got you.
And it's mentally like us as men, you start meeting girls like that, and then the ones you start liking. Like, damn,
But they
this
have to
is-
be somewhat
Got some
attractive.
substance to 'em.
You
Got
have
some
to be
substance.
attractive.
Got
Yeah.
something that
And
you
it's
talk
rare.
about. Yeah.
It's rare, for sure. You know what I'm saying? And you like, damn, I like just sitting around just kind of like talking to her. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like, it's girls you like, I just like doing certain things with certain girls. Like,
Okay.
not like, and like me being single, I'm not trying to, like, I'm at a point in my life to where I'm not trying to have sex with like every girl I meet.
Yeah.
You know, I'm cool with like being friends and understanding you and getting something out of you. You know what I mean? Like, it's so dope. It's so dope.
Right here,
It's a new
But
era.
no, you guys have to. It is no.
Let's do ever start.
It started recently.
Like, I can be friends with somebody that's so dope. Like, come over. Like, you can literally fall asleep on the couch, motherfucker. It ain't like that.
Yeah, it
But
is
it's
true.
just like, damn, your stimulation of what you bring to the table is dope as
No,
fuck.
but this is what I'm gonna say. Don't laugh at Paul right now because I want everybody to understand this, and I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. But this is what I'm trying to tell you, Spank. Paul has done a serious inner healing and some evolution with himself. And you could think it's funny or what, but this is recent. This is recent.
That's all I want to know.
But he even uses our platform to be vulnerable. And as a black man of his stature, it is very hard. The suicide rate is highest for black men because you guys don't have an outlet. You guys can't talk to anybody. Me as a woman, even a black woman, I can talk to my homegirls and I could cry all day. And I could be like, I went through all these things. As a black man, where are the outlets that you guys have to release? And then you don't want to do it to your woman because then she emasculates you and throws it back in your face. So in that situation, not all of them, I'm not that type of woman. There's a lot of women who don't, but in Paul's experience, he's had that. So for me, I feel like Paul is doing something that a lot of men don't do, which is be vulnerable, talk to a therapist on air, and show his transgressions and the things that he's been through. He's talked about like turning to alcohol and being depressed and not understanding himself and losing his faith.
I grew up in a Christian family as a black man. You know, growing up in the hood, you know, your mama gonna take you to church every day. You go for sure. Clip on tie, go to church, whatever. Yeah. So then it's like I lost my faith. You know, it was just like, damn. I was like, damn, I don't believe in God no more, bro. And I was just like in a bad spot. You know, and it was just like shit wasn't working out for me. I was getting sued by motherfuckers, shit in my relationships wasn't working. It was just everything that could happen. I was looking at myself like, man, this is the worst year of my life. And then the next year happened, this is the worst year of my life. And then it's just like, yeah, you know what? I brought my faith back, but everything started to turn, bro. Like, God is real. I swear to God, yo. God is fucking real.
Come on now.
God, come on, God.
No, if you don't believe, like, for the shit that turned around for me in like such an amazing way, that like when I started looking at like YouTube and hearing like people of like status talk the same way and everything turned, it was like, damn, everything really turned. My relationship with him improved. Like my kids' moms and my other kids' moms started getting along. All my kids getting along, and it's like damn, shit is real. Like when real life really hits you, it's just like damn.
It's deep.
You just deep.
And Paul has grown so much. Like he has a heart of gold.
Let me ask you this though, on some real shit. All jokes aside, you feel like that started to happen after you retired from the game? Because I'm early in my retirement. And I'm noticing an adjustment in myself, the people around me, the shit that I like to surround myself with. Did that start happening for you after retirement?
Yeah, after retirement, bro. I was finding myself sleeping on the couch of a motherfucker backyard, just too drunk to go home. Like waking up in a fucking jacuzzi, lit. Like, nigga, I'm doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like 6 in the morning. I look up, I could have drowned. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's real shit. But I'm like, you know, I'm up in the fucking Hollywood Hills at the homie having a crazy party in the jacuzzi, knocked out. Like, you know, like, damn.
You had to repurpose yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
And I've seen him do it. Like from the year, he has done so much.
I ain't gonna say that I'm never gonna be perfect. You know
None
what I'm
of us
saying?
is.
We're not perfect.
And, you know, I still have some drinks or whatever, but I'm not out of control. I was out of control. I retired, I had a hookah lounge. So,
I remember this.
I did the hookah lounge.
Hookah now, right?
So then I bought a house in Beverly Hills. So I was in Beverly Hills, so I was in the mix. I went from Calabasas, family life, divorce, Beverly Hills, boom, I'm out every night at the hookah lounge, Wally's, you know, the scene. It was just like, man, you know, I'm doing too much. And so it was just like I had to get myself together. You know what I'm saying? And I like prayed, and it's like, and I look at my pictures. I look at pictures from me 2 years ago. I look completely different right now. I look crazy. I was 20 more pounds heavier. I was just like, man, I'm doing too much.
You think you ready for the dating game that you're gonna have?
Yeah. So like now, like I was like, man, you know, I got married. So like now it's like I called a therapist. And she was like, you know, I've been dating girls, and I start to like them, and the wall go up. So then I start talking to them, you know. So then I talked to her, and it helped me bring down the wall. And it was like, you know what, I think I'm gonna be open for it. So now we're gonna do a dating thing. I'm gonna date, see where it goes. I'm open to marriage again. Where I was like, no, hell no. It's no, like I have a clip to where I was like, marriage is for old people and poor people.
Yeah, it's a viral clip.
Yeah, I was like, damn, this only makes sense for them.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know what? I really should have a partner. Just like, dog. I think it's important to just like share your experience in your life. My mom, I never met my dad. Right, so I didn't know that kind of structure of a wife, husband sitting in my house. And then so I go to the league. My mom calls me, I'm at the crib. She's like, hey, I got married. I'm like, what? My mom's 70. She got married at 70 years old. Come on. I was like, damn, that was crazy. I was like, damn, for real? I wasn't invited to the wedding. I was like, damn, I'm your favorite son. Right. So when they went to the courthouse, did it quick, met a dude in the church. My mom, very religious. So he was with her the last for like 10 years, 11 years. My mom passed a couple years ago. I was like, damn, that's dope as hell. My mom had a dude that could take care of her at the end. You know, he was there by her side, boom, boom, boom. I was like, that's lit. Because, you know, she got 3 sons. I got 2 other brothers that wasn't around. I was around, but they live in Oakland and Fresno. But I was like, damn, my mom got married. I was like so happy that she had a partner at the time.
Never quit on love.
Yeah, you never, you know, she had a partner at the end, you know? She wasn't out in there laid out where nobody knew for a couple of days. Like, you know, it was dope as hell.
That's what's up.
And so now I'm opened up to like, yeah, all right, you know what?
We're
I'm
gonna
open
find
to
you
it.
love.
And I'm
You know what's funny? We almost landed on the same dating show, remember?
Yeah.
What day they chose y'all about to
It
live?
was some that stuff.
I don't know, should we talk about it?
I mean, we can't give them no light.
We can't give
I'm not into giving nobody a life.
give no light.
But Paul is ready to date, and we're gonna find him love, and he has a heart of gold. This is a really good man right here. He's a good man, Savannah. And I personally, no, seriously, like me and Paul have cried together, we prayed together. Like this is a really good man. Now when I put you on blast, you don't like that, huh? And you didn't have no tears? You lied so much that's crazy.
Come on, P.
You was being vulnerable and you don't want to admit it.
Crying, and I was just like, it's all love.
And you cried as well? Did you cry? Did you cry, Paul?
No,
Did you
I was watching
He
you.
lies so much that is crazy.
I'm the truth. I don't lie.
So you didn't shed a tear?
I shed a tear for you.
Yeah, no.
Like, damn, girl, you don't need to do all that.
I feel what you're saying and what you're going through, because I ain't gonna go too far or unless we want to, but this shit did that for me.
Yeah.
Like for 2 years, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I could speak. I knew I could communicate.
That's dope.
I didn't know what I wanted to spend my time on though. The only thing that I knew that I wanted to dedicate time to was being a better father to my kids.
That's dope.
Like I missed a lot of shit playing. You know what I'm saying?
You know that. We always talk about that.
We on the road. You spend more time with your teammates
Than
than
your
you do
family.
with your actual family.
Yeah, for sure.
And you come home, but you want to be that authority figure. You want to be, hey, you do your homework?
Yeah.
You know, the homeroom teacher. You don't know shit.
But when you're right there, it's like, damn, it's like,
Yeah.
damn. You know, the thing that changed for me is like, when you married and then you got the kids and it's a certain life, then you retire and then you home and you start coming with your little, your house rules and stuff. So now that's where the bump of the heads come.
Yeah, because the house been rolling without you.
She was the manager. Yeah, she was the manager the whole time because you in and out. So now the bump of the heads come because you full time now.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the woman got to allow the man to lead too.
I agree.
Like, I get it. Like, you was the leader, but now I'm home now, and you used to this position. Like, you know, you got to be vulnerable to your man if you respect him. And I feel that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where the disconnect come in for entertainers, actors, and athletes when they start being home more, to where the dynamic change.
But you gotta give the woman grace.
Yeah, you're right.
Because she's been doing all that. Yeah, they've been doing all of that, and that's what's been going on in the house. Right, but it's gonna take time. It's a transition, and you have to fold it in a way that feels good for everybody. You can't just come in and be like, wow, yeah, I had all this weight. Yeah.
They actually gotta trust you.
Yeah, but what were you saying? So you feel like you went through a dark time and a depression? Or did you feel, yeah.
Yeah, because again, you have, when you got a successful career, you got purpose. And that's what gets you up every day. Like, your career is what's getting you out of bed every day.
Facts.
And then once you don't have that no more, it's like, okay, what's next? And P just said it, athletes, like, we're adrenaline junkies at the end of the day. We gotta have that rush, we gotta feel that love, we gotta feel that vibe. And when you ain't getting it, it's like, well, where I'm gonna get it from, where I'm gonna come from, because that's what you're accustomed to. Like, I was in the NBA, I was 17. How old were you when you got to the league? I carried out like 20. Like, we kids for real.
Yeah.
And if you have a long career, if you blessed enough to do this shit 17, 18 years, same for me. Like, I retired when I was 35. I was in this shit when I was 17. And so it's culture shock. One, when I'm sitting at home every day. You know what I'm saying? You sitting at home. Your kids don't grow up in this shit with you.
Yeah.
You want to be that authority figure. You want to be the man of the house, but you start from scratch. Like I said, I ain't know my kid's homeroom teacher.
Yeah.
So how am I coming to the house expecting a certain level of respect when I don't even know the basic shit going on with my kids and with my old lady? You know, but that's where the bumping of the heads come from, because you like, I'm affording y'all a lifestyle that I brought to the table, but at the end of the day, you're not present. You know what I'm saying? And
that's the most important.
Yeah, you're not present, and so you want your presence to be felt.
Yeah.
And you gotta earn it, and that should take time for you to earn it. So I agree with both sides of it. Like, you want to feel like the man of the house. All this shit is responsible because of me. But on the flip side of it, the woman is like, bro, I keep this shit running while you're not here. You know what I'm saying? And so it took me I'm out of that situation now, but it took me a few years to find another purpose, find me something to do that was gonna feed my soul.
So do you feel like finding the other purpose, whether it's the podcast or anything else, is that what made you kind of get out of that depressive state? Like, did that help you transition from being in a dark space?
I'm probably still in it.
Yeah.
I'm probably still in it, but I'm not a negative. I don't think negatively.
Because
so I can't live and wake up every day worried about what the fuck ain't going on.
Let me tell y'all women.
I try to find silver lining in everything.
Let me tell women and men this about a man, like a man. Like, we go through stuff. We cry away from y'all. We go through shit.
Away from y'all.
You cry in front of me.
You can ask me how I'm doing, and I could be going through some major shit. We gonna rise.
Yeah, that's true.
We always, because as a man, it's hard for us to just be like, like, I've got like a hella case.
I don't think it's just that though. I don't think it's just because we met.
Like the government on my ass, and I'm dealing with it.
Don't even get into that. Don't get into it. Yeah, don't get into it.
I'm laughing, but like, I'm thankful for this shit because it's real experiences.
No, it's real.
That shit is a roller coaster. It ain't just because you're a man. I also feel like when you're in the head of the household, you don't want to tell your lady because you don't want her to
you want to be strong. As a black man, we always talk to be like,
yeah, of course.
You got to be hard. You got to be tough. Like, boom, 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 grow up in the hood, you gotta be like, this how it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
LA
like,
coming out now,
when soft shit coming out.
That's LA coming out.
No, but it's true.
Yeah.
Like, no matter where you at.
Which makes it hard for men.
So now it's like, if I gotta be like this, so when some shit, real shit comes, you're like, oh no, I can't bring that to nobody. I can't like shed no tears to nobody. I can't like be vulnerable to
The
nobody.
other side of it, a lot of shit that you're experiencing, the people that you will probably lean on for that experience, they've never seen it, done it, felt it before.
Exactly.
So you talking to brick walls. And again, when you're so strong and you expected to be strong, it's like I can't tell you like my problem is all relative to how we live. People might have $1 million problem. So I can't tell you about my $1 million problem and expect you to understand it and be sympathetic to what the fuck I'm going on, because the first thing a motherfucker gonna do, hey, you got all the money in the world. It's like shit, but it's relative to my life and what the fuck that I experienced.
You get dismissed a lot in those type of scenarios.
Majority of the time.
Yeah.
And in the black household.
For sure, the black household.
Yeah, in the black household, when you're the rich,
yeah,
in the family, I always look at you as you the strongest because you got.
Yeah, just because you have the most money. Yeah.
It's like, God ain't never gave me nothing I can't deal with. And every time I go through something, I'm like, all right, I know God got me now. It's getting to the point in my life that like everything that I done been through, hard times, good times, like I don't know how many of y'all know me, but I was stabbed 11 times. You know what I'm saying? I was critical condition, and I came through that, and it changed my whole perspective on life. So like now, when I go through shit now, like I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm so confident now. I'm like, man, God, I'm gonna get on this knee, and I know God gonna get me through because He always have.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It's every time. It's never been a question. Through the hardest, through the deepest, through the rudest, the bottom I've ever been with, when I went to Him, it came through. Now it's like, man, I ain't tripping no more.
Yeah.
You know what? This is going on. God got me.
This is definitely a new thing, man. This is definitely a new thing.
It's a new
thing.
thing.
I swear to God, dog. I swear to y'all.
He has done so much work.
It's real,
Seriously.
bro. If y'all don't got no faith, man.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling y'all, dog. Y'all wouldn't even believe the stories I got. Like, the most amazing shit happened to me when my faith came back. Y'all wouldn't even know, bro. I can't even explain it. Like, it's so sick. It's the sickest shit of my life.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm happy where I'm at in my life. I appreciate y'all letting us come on y'all platform.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We appreciate you. Before we started recording this, you said it though. You don't do guest appearances on people.
I haven't been on nothing in a while.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, Blue, I respect you, what you brought, everything. You've been always a stand-up dude. I know Spank, everything. I'm like, man, yeah, y'all ask me anything. I'm coming on. That's what's up.
Look, shout out to P, shout out to Azar. Truth After Dark is the podcast. As you can see, they got an incredible chemistry together. Make sure you check them out. Man, we appreciate y'all stopping by the Underground Lounge. Shout out to Paul Pierce. Shout out to Azar. Listen, we appreciate y'all stopping by the Underground Lounge. We see y'all next time.
Thank you.
Jorge has always put the ones he loves first, but he's let his own dental care take a back seat. Time for a shift. Because Aspen...
Well, you know the funny thing is, every time I play international basketball, we play against Serbia, we play against all these other countries, and they get in all type of chances. They're going crazy, no matter if they're up 20, no matter if they're down 20.
Welcome back to Mind the Game, presented by Uninterrupted and Wondery. We're still in Indiana, having a great time here discussing the game. This episode, we dug into the mid-range. It's so common for people to think the
Smart.
mid-range has left the game of basketball, which is actually
not today.
part of the truth. So we talked about
I can make it
positive
on
and the
Saturday.
negative of the mid-range and why the mid-range has never been more important. Now let's get to the episode. I hope you enjoy it. You know, one of the things I wanted to talk about is the mid-range shot. We talk about it so much generally, right? We talk about it. I think the average fan knows like the mid-range shot's gone away, three-point shot in abundance.
Yep.
But like I'd like to dive into like some more
I was
like
so mad
if
last
not
night,
truths,
bro.
some context and like where are we with the mid-range shot? Why is the game gone the way it's gone? And I think we've talked about this. We talked about this a little bit before, but like to start it off with some context, when I came in the league, I came into a team with 3 or 4 power forwards who couldn't shoot past the elbow, you know, that played on the block, right? The game was completely different. You know, nowadays those guys don't exist. Those players are out of the league. They're either small ball fives or they have to be like more skilled playmaking perimeter players. So there's some context here. One, the evolution, okay? Why? Why did we go away from the 2 bigs, the power forward, throw it in the post, the center could be high in the parking lot the way the old rules were? When I came in the league with guys lifted, you know, we took that out. We took out the, you know, the lifted players, the illegal defense rules. Now the illegal defense 2.9 in the lane, a little bit more of a hybrid towards international college ball. We also changed the physicality. You know, people can no longer hit with the forearm, hold, you know, all the things they used to do. So now the game's faster and more fluid. You know, we talked about a little bit about our 7 seconds or less teams. We opened it up. We played 4 out or 5 out at times, you know, as a precursor. And I know they did that in Orlando. Dwight standard that on those teams. And some of these teams started to figure out, look, we got to play differently. But really what's happened here is that now everyone, I think, the conversation largely talks about, for the average fan, we don't shoot mid-range shots anymore. I mean, taking them out. That's not true. Not true. Role players don't shoot mid-range shots anymore. The role player in our league nowadays has to be able to guard multiple positions, has to be able to make threes. And it's a bonus and growing if they can attack and close out and start the blend. So that is what's happened here. I'm going to make the argument now, and I want us to talk about this at length, that the mid-range shot has never been more important for your creator. Because teams are obviously going to try to take away the rim and the threes. Okay? So let me think of a number. Now depending on your model, but a few years ago, I was made aware to me that just the numerical value of a mid-range shot. So the average points per possession. Like I think this year, the average points per possession of an NBA game for the entire league is like 1.14. There was like 14 guys in the league who shot 1.14 efficiency from the mid-range. 14, right? Out of 400 some players. So the value clearly is not a high value shot, right? But really what that's saying is that it's not a high value for your non-creator, okay? So I want to talk a little bit about, like, teams know the number 1 value is a layup, number 2 is a free throw, number 3 really probably offensive rebound, threes. All right, offensive rebounds because you got a chance at a layup, you got a chance at an and one, you got a chance at free throws, or
you have a chance of
defense opposing, right? Threes. So for anyone who thinks there's too many threes, I'd like to know your take on this. That's never going away. And it's not because we don't take mid-ranges anymore. Like, think about it. Luka. SGA is going to have, Shea is going to have the best mid-range year ever in the NBA. Something like 60% on like 15 mid-range shots again. Like, this is likely MVP, if not number 2 MVP race, having an unbelievable season, and he is shooting more mid-range shots than anyone else. But the key is like Giannis, who picked up his mid-range game. Jokic, elite from the mid-range. You know, KD, Luka, whoever these guys are, top players. You know, what they are not doing is stopping driving the ball to the basket. So Shea's still an elite, maybe the leader in drives, right? Say when push comes to shove, Luka, Jokic, trying to get to the rim.
Correct.
So it's not, I'm going to settle for mid-range shots. These are elite players taking the ball to the basket, taking threes, but the defense also is going to say, we can't let him get in there. What do you do now? So that's where these mid-range shots are never more valuable from your creators.
No, for sure. And the one thing about the creators, we're going to hit all three levels. And in order to be able to hit all three levels, it gives your teammates even more opportunities to do what they are out there to do. You know, by either extending the defense to the three-point. Okay, you're shooting 10 or 12 threes a game. Well, now we're going to extend our defense. We're not going to allow you to shoot the threes. But we're also going to protect the rim. But the creators in our game have always worked on mid-ranges, either if it's mid-range pull-ups, mid-range floaters, you know, turning drives into back downs, you know, to be in the mid-range. Like, you know, for me,
even mid-range post-ups.
Even mid-range post-ups, you know, you get a lot of guys in, you know, your former teammate Dirk mastered the nail ISO, you know, and at the time when Dirk was in his prime and doing his thing, it was, I can get all the way to the rim. I can back you down from here, or I can face you up and shoot no dribbles, use all my footwork, use all my pivots, and I'm gonna keep the defense so at bay and off balance that it's always gonna work to the benefit of our team. And that's what it is. I think, you know, like you said, the common fan will say there's no mid-range in the NBA anymore. It's just fast breaks, layups, threes, and free throws.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely not true.
It's not true, and I think like it's just important. And maybe this is something that a lot of people are like, that's obvious. But I think a lot of fans, you know, it swings when we no more mid-range shots. Like, where would the Knicks be without Jalen Brunson at mid-range? You know, where would like Oklahoma City be? Like, that's the solve. That's the solve for people taking away the rim, taking away the threes. You know, I think there's some numbers on Shea where he's elite in pick and roll. The number drops precipitously when they double him. So think about this. They're playing 4-on-3 now. They have a great team, right? They have a great team. They have guys that can put the ball on the floor, pass, shoot, make plays. You know, maybe this is largely when Jalen Williams is off the floor, but when he gets doubled, they go from to 1 point per possession from like elite, right, or below 1 point per possession. So it shows like that should lead to threes and layups when you're playing 4-on-3.
Yeah, for sure.
So his ability to exploit that space in the middle and still be elite is based on the fact that he is a 3-level scorer, like you said, and that without that, they're not efficient.
They're not the number one team in the West.
And you can say that about a lot of the top players in our league without them, because teams are going to take away the rim, they're going to take away the perimeter, the threes.
Especially in the postseason when things become even more dialed in and strategic about the game plan. You have, you know, throughout the course of the regular season, if you're playing against a certain team, you have a shoot around maybe, and then you have a pregame 20-minute conversation to prepare for a team. Maybe. You know, in the postseason, you have days and days and days to be able to prepare and also be able to still prepare throughout the series. You know, to be able to lock in on personnel, lock in on keys, lock in on what we want to try to make you do. So if you have these 3-level guys that can keep the defense, no matter what you try to implement, you take away the 3. I get to the mid-range, you take it away the mid-range, I get to the hole. You try to press up too much, now I can draw fouls. I can get the team into the bonus. So now when we start the blender, I've gotten our team into the bonus, we start the blender, now my teammates are able to be successful too, off closeouts. Now they're playing a 4-on-3 game. Like you said, if it's OKC and Shea's getting blitz in the pick and roll, and you're hitting Jalen Williams in the pocket, or you hit Alex Caruso in the pocket, you're at the mercy. You know, you're in Boston, and you're doubling Jason Tatum, and you're hitting Drew Holiday in the pocket. Now this guy's he's a point guard making 4-on-3 things he's been doing his whole career. So it's like it is very key in the mid ranges. I think is very, very key to the success of
of great teams.
For sure. There's another element of it that I think is really important also to understand is like the math is the math. Like I 100% agree that the mid-range shot is low value. Like I said, like let's call it like just a concept, but like if only 14 in the teens out of 400-something players are efficient versus league average per possession, it's not a high value shot, okay? But there's a human element on both sides of the ball that I'd love to hear your take on. One, if you know, as most defenses do, we want to protect the rim. Right? We want to take away threes, we don't give off threes. But if Shai's punching your lights out with mid-range shots,
it gets frustrating.
You're human.
It gets frustrating as a defender.
You're human. And so what happens is you may not even leave the game plan, but you're leaning. You know, you're thinking instead of playing, being instinctive. And so there's the human element defensively, which I'd like to hear, how you can break teams a little bit by getting them out of their defense by picking people apart here. And then the other side is offensively. Like, a lot of players get their rhythm in the range. You can't. And like I've talked to some coaches in the league who, you know, been in the league for, you know, 20, 30, 40 years. And so you always want to find a way to get the best players' shots. A lot of times it's just spacing, get them to go one-on-one, get to their spot. But how can you say, I want to get them a shot, get them a bucket, and then say, oh, no, by the way,
you can't take that.
Don't do these ones.
Don't do
these ones. You know, like if you imagine, like, I mean, when I coached, like, I would have loved KD to take 8, 10, 12 threes a game. And he's capable, he's rising up, but he gets so much rhythm and confidence from the mid-range, and he's such an assassin in there. Like, it's a big change that we're probably not always going to net out on a positive, right? And you can say that about a lot of guys in the league, they're top players that ring out, hard dribble, feet set, up in the air. When you get that one to go, every other shot is there, right?
It's their rhythm. It's their rhythm. You can't take away the guy's rhythm because the numbers speak for the masses. It just can't happen. You know, it just can't happen. And to go back to the first point, the first question as far as the defense, like you have to be able to live with something.
Yes.
You know, but definitely it takes
discipline.
It takes a lot of discipline. Like when you go into a game and say, okay, we want to give up contested twos. Like if we give up contested twos and they make contested twos, then you tip your hat to them, and you know. But it's just certain guys that are literally assassins at contested twos. Shai being one of them, DeMar DeRozan being one of them, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. These guys are.
Those are layups.
They'd much rather you contest than not contest.
Right.
It's literally their rhythm.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a challenge for you know a player when you're guarding these guys and you say, shit, I just made him take a contested two, and he keeps making it.
Yeah.
And you have to realize you're like, I'm not making him take contested twos.
Yeah, right.
This is what he wants to do.
Right.
And you just gotta hope he missed. And you hope that you hope that it wears. You hope that it wears over time, you know, to where, you know, fourth quarter come around, maybe because you've been doing things offensively, maybe putting them in actions, you know, maybe, you know, being a little physical with them up and down the court, and you hope that towards the fourth quarter, maybe that contested two that was going through the first 3 quarters, maybe becomes a little short. So it's definitely a mind fuck for you, you know, as a defender.
And then also, at the end of games, you know, the analytics, you know, in many scenarios becomes less important.
Yeah.
Points are points. Points are
Get
points
them,
in the game, right? Like we're talking 2, 3, 4 minutes left. And you don't have the opportunity to always pick and choose your shot profile.
No, you do not.
Right? Especially when the responsibility is on your shoulders to carry this team home. If you're finding space in the mid-range, which obviously teams are going to try to run you off the line. Teams are going to try to pack the paint at the rim. They're also going to try to spray out or be on a string if you fire it out. So sometimes you have, as the lead guy, you have to have the confidence to stop or make those shots because a bucket is a bucket when you get down the stretch. So
absolutely.
It's a very nuanced conversation.
It is.
It's a nuanced conversation. One of the other things I was thinking, and I think you're like, some ways, you can play many different ways. But the one outlier here, I think you're like, at times your profile when you want it to be can be like can mirror a little bit is James Harden. So when he was at his best, like it was rim, free throws, grip of free throws, fooling everyone. You know, unbelievable downhill ability with size, athleticism, his crossover, playing on the perimeter, the step back threes, and then the floater. Which, you know, like it's debatable. Like some of those are probably mid-range shots, but he was so good at the floater too that he didn't take really, you know, those. Right. Like I can't think of many more. You know, at times Steph can be a little bit like that, although he'll never devoid. You know, he's just so good from three and running off, and then defense makes a mistake or overplays and just get into the paint. You know, you can do that when you want to, but you also obviously love the mid post or elbows, wherever you need to play it against a certain team in different eras even. But it is fascinating to think like what it says to me is how hard it is to stick to that shot profile. Like it's almost impossible.
It is.
Like James is like the one kind of outlier that lived out that. And no offense, but he's still great. But as he's not quite as explosive anymore, he's taking more middies. Right? Like, what does this all say to us about his shot, right? How hard it was for him then, and what an outlier he was, shot profile-wise and efficiency, to now, when he's not quite the same athlete, still an all-star caliber player, but he's taking more middies, right? It shows, like, one, it's almost impossible. That profile, too. And then, when you got to get your team a bucket, you can't just say, I'm not shooting these. So it goes back to, like the creator has to have the freedom to make and take those, or I don't think you win.
Well, I mean, you just said it. I mean, you can't have the name of the creator if you're not gonna let me create. And that is, you can't give me a blank canvas, but then tell me you can't paint over in that corner.
Right.
Like I can't be a full artist then. How can I fully reach my potential as a full artist if you're gonna lower me on how much I can use the canvas to paint?
This episode is sponsored in part by American Express. American Express has taught me that finding the perfect restaurant is a lot like finding the perfect play. It's all about timing, research, and sometimes a great recommendation from someone you trust. Being on the road so much, I've become pretty particular about where I eat. My ideal spot is usually a local-owned place.
Noir thriller follows Jack, an ex-FBI agent, brought back into the game by an old flame to invent level scorer. So essentially a 3-level scorer who's someone who can shoot from deep, score from the mid-range, or score at the basket. I think that's all you need to know in this episode. Hopefully you learned something new. And of course, as always, I hope you enjoyed Minding the Game. Please like and subscribe. And then we both have this responsibility to close games. At the end of the game, you gotta create for your team. You wanna feel in control, right? You know the feeling. You know when you don't have it. When you're like, for whatever reason, the rhythm, the matchups, the defense, you know, who they're not guarding, whatever it may be, throws something, a wrench in there. You're trying to find control of it, right? You know, that was important for me, was to be able to find control by finding a midi or two, finding the soft spot in the defense, getting some separation from someone, making it two, okay, I'm back. Like, so the human side of the responsibility of your top players to win a game down the stretch, you want to feel in control. You talking about that feeling a little bit?
When you're not in control?
Both.
When you in
Both.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we both have been, very blessed to be in that position to be in control of late game situations, games that come down to the wire. And it's definitely a great feeling when you, like you said, have that control and you know, if I go to this set or if I run this,
if I get spacing.
Yeah, if I get spacing, I know exactly how this is going to pill out. I know exactly how it's going to pill out. Like, whatever action that I do, I know the reaction.
You win your matchup, and then there's a domino.
And it's a domino effect, and that's a beautiful feeling. And like you said, sometimes, every now and then, you out there and you like, shit, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right, either from, I'm not in a rhythm, or you might have a teammate out there that's not in a rhythm, but he's on the floor and you're figuring, okay, where do I put him to be able to be best for the other three guys, or the defense has been You know, they've been nagging me all game, and I don't quite have a feeling, but still, the ball is in my hand.
Yes.
I still have to make a play.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, where do you get it from? And you get it from past experiences.
Yeah.
You get it by trusting the work you just put in.
Mm-hmm.
You know that no matter what type of rhythm you've been in, what type of game you've had, that you mentioned earlier, the 10,000 hours have been put in. Not saying that you're going to hit the game win, not saying that you're going to actually make the fucking play that makes you guys win. There's times where even with the 10,000 hours, you may have a costly turnover.
Yeah.
You know,
Plenty.
Plenty. Yeah. You may, feel like, okay, this is the shot that I finally felt a good rhythm and I got my feet up underneath me and it didn't go in.
You can have the feeling and not win.
Right.
But you want the feeling.
Right, you want the feeling. I would much rather have the feeling good and bad.
Yes.
Just give me the feeling.
Yes.
Let me try to figure it out.
Yes.
That's all.
It brings back a lot of memories. I think also like, you also, when you have that responsibility, you build up enough scar tissue. You know that I can still make the play.
Yeah.
I can still make the play. I haven't made any. But that takes time. That takes mistakes. That takes failure. And it takes like the mentality of I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to step up again. It's almost like you have to have that, wear that badge of honor. I'm willing to fail.
Yep.
I'm willing. I've had a terrible night. I still have got to step up. And I fail again when it counts in this game. And be able to go back in the locker room, hold your hand up. Next game, ready to do it again. If you have that mentality, you build the scars.
No question.
You're able to overcome the tougher times.
No question.
Get right back out there, and then before you know it, like I always felt like for me, there became a time in my career where close games down the stretch, it felt like a drug.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're on it, everything's vibrating.
Yeah.
You just feel at home. Like now we're really playing, and you're almost like you're a character. You know, you feel like powerful in a way.
This is what I've been waiting on.
Right?
Right.
Like the rest of the game. The rest of the game, you're playing and you're competing, but then it like gets heightened in those moments. And I think that has to be developed through time and scars and failure. And if you have the right approach, and you speak a little bit about, and I know it's a little bit off the mid-range, but it all boils into the human element, the psychology of it, a little bit about your way of getting through the early part of your career. I mean, you had a lot of success early. You definitely have failures when you're young.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the most important thing for me early on in my career was just the feeling of not wanting to let people down. I had to get over that.
100%.
You know, when you don't know quite how to handle that emotion, it's like, oh shit, if I miss this shot, I've let a lot of people down. Or if I make a bad play, I'll let so many people down. I think once I got out of that, and it took years.
Sure.
Like it took years for me. Like even like my second time in the finals, like my first year with the Heat, like I wanted to win so bad that I also had the fear of letting so many people down.
Yeah, I came here, we put this thing together.
And if it doesn't happen, I've let so many fucking people down. And the hours that I put into my craft, the commitment that I gave to my craft wasn't even the thought which we should have.
Right.
It was more like, oh shit, if I go out and I make a mistake, I'll let them down. If I go out and fuck up, I'll let him down. Like, instead of just like going out there and just like, who the fuck gives a fuck? They don't care.
Right. Right.
You are in a position because of that. And if you do, so be it.
And you still feel bad.
Yeah, absolutely.
You get dumb, but you now you have the resolve to push through.
You have the resolve.
Next time I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
It's interesting. It's funny because I think I'm probably butchering this, but I think the Chinese call it a paper tiger. I think the Buddhists call it a double arrow, and it's basically, Mark Twain has this quote like, "I went through an awful lot in my life, and some of it actually happened."
Little boxes on the heat, little boxes
It's like our reaction, right? It's our reaction. So you're reacting not to all the work you put in. You're reacting to the perception.
Perception.
I don't want to let people down. I think we're similar in that way. Whereas I think other people like I don't think Kobe gave a shit. I think that's what part of his brilliance. I don't think Michael gave a shit. Like that's a part of their brilliance. You know, in a way, you know, other people we get to get the scars through that stuff, right? And so I was the same way. I think you perseverate on the negative rather than I'm building towards something here. Right? I'm building towards something here. I'm putting in the time. Rely on the work. Don't rely on the perception. You know,
for sure.
This false reality. And I think it's fine. I mean, we're getting into the mind here a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. The mind of
the game.
No, I mean, but I agree. Like it takes, like you know, like the best teacher in life is experience, and it just takes. It takes time. It takes time for you to depend on. Everybody is a different individual. Everybody's mindset and the way we're wired, our wiring are all different. And it takes time it takes more time for certain individuals to get to that point, to be able to have that. You need the scar tissue built up and able for you to be able to persevere through it.
That's right.
And it took me time, you know, 6, 7, 8 years into my professional career to finally get to a point where even if I did kind of zone out a little bit, I knew, exactly how to I know how to get back in there. I know how to get back into the rim of things. Like it was a flick. I was
refocus right away.
Yeah, refocus. Oh, I've been there before. Yeah. You've been there before. Okay, what is it that you can refocus? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think it took time for where, you know, for me to get to that point. And, but I think it's experience, man. We all will get to a point. You know, for younger generation ball players, when you guys coming up, men and women, you will know when that moment is for you, that it just clicks, and you be able to go about it that day, that night you playing.
You can lean on that.
You can lean on that, and no matter if you win, lose, or draw that game, you know, you put in that position the next night. Okay, boom, I know what to do now.
That's right.
And if it don't go our way, okay, we play again in 2 days. I'm ready for that moment. We all get to the point where we feel it, we know it, and we know how to handle it.
How did you handle, I remember earlier in your career, you used to take criticism for not taking the last shot when you made the right play. Like, how did you handle that? Because that always bothered me. I was like, I mean, he could force something right now. He's drawn 2.5 defenders, or he could make the right play. Like, how did you navigate all the noise versus being true to who you are, which is a basketball player plays intelligence, feel, right read?
I just stayed true to what got me to that point. Like I knew I was taught the game the right way as a kid, because when we won, we won. It worked. It really worked. Like I realized that, like when I got into the NBA, I won 3 state championships in high school. And when I thought it was something that like all NBA players did. I thought like if you were one of the best players in the world, or you're one of the best players on your high school team, like you should be able to win a state championship. And I got in the NBA, and there was a lot of guys that never won a state championship, that never won an AAU Nationals finals, that never won. And I was like, oh my goodness. I absolutely was taught the game the right way, and we all succeeded and had fun doing it. Like it brought so much enjoyment to be able to play the game the right way. I never averaged more than 30 points in high school. I think my highest average was like 27, 28, I believe. I know for sure.
Because it wasn't about that.
Yeah, it wasn't about that. I could have averaged 50 points a game if I wanted to, probably my junior and senior year. But it was never about that. It was about how can I maximize my teammates? How can I get the most out of my teammates in order for all of us to be successful? And we came here to win state championships, or we came here to win AAU tournaments and AAU national championships. And I felt like in order for me to win ultimately in the pros, even though it's a different level, I couldn't give up the essence of what made me fall in love with the game and how I was taught. Even if the criticism, like it still goes on. Like it happened in the 2020 finals when I played in the finals, and you know I had an unbelievable game and one of the games to close out the Heat in the finals, and You know, I drove the ball. 2 or 3 defenders came, and I found Danny Green wide open for a 3, and he missed it, and we went to a game 5, I believe, or game 6.
You take it every time.
And I'll take it every time.
Yeah.
I take it every time. And people like, why didn't you take the shot? He should have took the shot. There he go again, passing the shot. Like,
never been there.
Yeah, it's never. You know, it's one of the, you know, I don't know the quote verbatim, like, but there was though.
Headline.
You know, the man in the arena. The man in the arena. It's like one of my favorite quotes about, you know, being mirrored with dust and everything. Right. And it's always the guy that's not in the arena is the one that's the loudest. And that's the loudest. Yeah. You've never stepped foot in the arena, so how can you ever challenge what I am doing? It's like,
you know what, it's a cool, I think I talked before about like the little ingredients along the way that make you who you are. You don't know why, but this thing ended up being really important later. It's like, if you just look at your profile as a high school player, like essentially biggest, strongest, fastest, most athletic kid out there. But you still were taught the game the right way and valued playing the right way. Because if you had just been score, you'd have never been LeBron James.
I would have never been who I am.
Right.
And I also don't think I would have played this amount. I would never play this amount of years either.
It's a great point in that you're constantly changing how you're playing. You don't have to have the ball all the time. Your numbers are like MVP caliber numbers, but it's not with the ball all the time.
Yeah.
You're adapting and playing. Like, I don't think you can do that if you weren't someone that tried to play the right way all the time, or were single-minded on scoring. You're one-dimensional. Like, there's many facets, many dimensions. I said it before with you here. Like, with Luka having the ball, you know, a lot of the time, your willingness to space intelligently, to cut intelligently, to screen intelligently, to play the short roll, like, not everyone is willing or able to adapt.
Yeah, and that's what I hope that, like, a lot of the people get, you know, from our conversations, watching you play, like, you don't have to be the leading scorer on the team, or you don't have to be the guy that's handling the ball all the time in order to make an impact. Or you can be that guy early on and then be able to have a growth mindset. Like, it's okay to still be able to make an impact at a high level and change your game over the course of time.
And vice versa, develop into. If you don't play the right way, have the right motives, it's harder to evolve into a better, like a winning player. I think that's a big word, winning.
No, I agree.
Winning plays, winning players.
Winning players, yeah, for sure. Like, just having that mindset that I am willing to do whatever. You know, I'm willing to grow and be uncomfortable in order for me to still be successful and be, you know, a thing on the team.
Uncomfortable is a great word. Like that's you know, or another way to say it is like, what are we avoiding? Right? As human beings, but also as athletes, we should always be, young players, always ask yourself, what am I avoiding? What do I not want to do because it's uncomfortable? Because it's out of my comfort zone. It's not something I identify with. Don't let your, you know, this perception of your identity ruin being a winning basketball player. Right?
Oh, that was. Don't let your perception of what you think your identity is ruin yourself being a winning basketball. That was the bar right there. We gotta have to put that shit on a hoodie. We got to put that on a hoodie right there. That was amazing right there. Man, we got some good shit, bro. You gotta do that.
You gotta go rest. Put your feet up.
I'm gonna get something to eat. I'm going to the hotel, keep my feet up.
There you go.
Thanks for watching Mind the Game. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe.
There's a moment when an idea becomes more than just a thought. When you feel it,
This episode is sponsored in part by American Express. American Express knows that for an obsessive basketball fan like me, the playoffs mean a lot of travel time. Between broadcasting games and catching up with old teammates, I'm on the road almost every week, from Boston to LA and everywhere in between. After all these years, I've learned that the journey is as important as the destination. That's why I've always tried to find a spot to stretch, grab a coffee, and get my mind right before heading over to the arena. Fortunately, there's a card that makes every part of that journey better. With Amex Platinum, you earn 5 times membership rewards points on prepaid hotels and flights booked through AmexTravel.com on up to $500,000 on flight purchases per year. Plus, you get access to the Centurion Lounge, which makes travel that much more enjoyable. That's the powerful backing of American Express. Terms apply. For more information, visit americanexpress.com/travel. First, how's the knee?
Oh man, this is my first in my 22-year career. This is my first knee injury.
Right.
You know, I've had the regular tendonitis and the patella, all that stuff, but this is the first time I've ever had a sustained knee injury where I had to okay, you got to get off your feet. You got to kind of be shelved for a minute, and I knew as soon as when the impact happened with me and DiVincenzo, I felt it right away. My knee locked up, and that's when I stayed on the ground for quite a minute to see, if the knee would kind of release a little bit, but I knew right then and there was the pain that I hadn't felt before, and I think obviously when I was running back to close out and he collided to me, my knee bent inward, and that's the MCL injury that I had. So 4 to 6 weeks, the docs told me. I have 4 to 6 weeks now. That's the benefit. That's the benefit of not going on in the postseason. Obviously, I wish I was still going, but unfortunately, even if we would have won game at 5 at home, I would have probably missed 6 and 7. And even further. But I have some time though. I have some time to get it right and and get back to full strength as far as my knees. It was a pain that that next morning, man, after I had told the docs, I was like, listen, it's sore right now, yes. And, this is Wednesday night after the game. And I said, if I wake up Thursday morning and it doesn't feel any better, then, Friday morning, let's get an MRI Friday morning. Well, when I woke up Thursday morning and tried to get out of bed, I was like, holy shit. And I called Doc right away. I said, I can't wait till Friday. I need to go today. So
that really was it for your season.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much, yeah. Unfortunately, but
well, at least it's it's containable. It's non-surgical. 4 to 6 weeks. Get yourself right in this wheelhouse of trying to get some time off. In that respect, what is your mindset right now? It's always weird. When I played, you add a new variable to it, getting healthy now.
Right.
You have a forced variable.
Right.
When I was in your shoes, you lose a series, you'd have these different kind of thoughts. One, sometimes you'd be, devastated. Other times you'd be over analytical. Other times you just want space. My bandwidth is done. I need to get away. Where are you right now with the way this kind of season? That was a big season for you guys, right? A big trade, trying to ram this team together as quickly as possible. Had a hell of a run getting into the playoffs. And, styles make fights, and it was a tough matchup for you guys. But where's your mindset before we talk about the series?
Like you just said, Steve, I think it's you unravel all of those emotions, and I've unraveled all of them in the sense of give me space, going back, analytically seeing if there was ways what could I have done better, what we could have done better, thinking about the individual matchups, thinking about their team versus our team, things where we could have did better, and it all has entered my mind since Wednesday night when it was over with. So, I've had a few days that kind of just, each day has been something different, and I've come to grips with it now, with it being, quite a few days after the fact and watching a lot of the other series now and seeing how they unfold. But
Yeah, you said it, man. I've had all those emotions, to the point where it's like, shit, we entered the season well, but like you said, when it comes to the postseason, man, matchup sometimes just doesn't determine how well of a regular season you had. It's the matchups, and we ran into a damn good matchup, a team that's been battle tested, a team that's hungry, a team that a lot of youth, but also experience at the same time. And another team that's trying to make the next step, and they were a worthy opponent, that's for sure.
How does kind of these like media narratives enter your frame of mind at this time of year? Like, for example, because it's the Lakers, because it's you and Luka, it's like it's all about how did the Lakers lose this series? Really, what happened here is Minnesota's a hell of a team and they won the series. Like, how do you deal with some of that when you try to process?
For me, I've definitely learned over the years that teams win championships, and it's never always teams always win championships, and yes, individuals get a lot of the accolades and the praise, but a collective group, wins championships. Now, you have your big guys that make big plays at the end of games, throughout the game, or whatever the case may be, but ultimately, teams win championships, and I understand that it's never just about me and Luka. It was never just about, Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. It was always Minnesota versus the Lakers. And I understand that, and I'm at a point in my career now where I don't lose sleep over that. Like, how did me and Luka lose? There's 8 other guys on the floor. So of course,
It's always, it's the nature of the business. It's the nature of the business. When you've played 22 years, you've heard that. You've seen that before. But it is an interesting talking point in general. Is that like, you guys are a developing roster. You traded for a big generational piece, but that doesn't mean the roster is balanced, is fully formed, and you don't have time once getting Luka to make moves necessarily that are going to allow you to kind of fulfill that roster, like the way Minnesota is. Like, Minnesota could trade pieces out, but essentially they're a balanced roster. You could say I'd rather this guy than that guy, but the positions covered.
Yeah. And the only thing they changed, in the offseason, they brought in 2 guys. They kind of lost a big piece. They lost, obviously Cat, but brought in Julius and DiVincenzo. And the other guys came back, so the experience of being in the Western Conference Finals last year, DiVincenzo's played in big games, and those guys just learn and continue to build. Their regular season, I don't think their regular season gave them, it didn't give any of us or the narrative that how good of a team they actually were. They were dealing with a lot of injuries. They were dealing with trying to learn each other, but when the postseason comes and you have that team of collective group, they have a strong 8 to 9 guys, from their starting lineup to Naz Reid, DiVincenzo, to Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and those guys they come in and they just play extremely hard, so.
Yeah, from my perspective, 2 things I think that they had that you guys are looking for. One is an identity. They formed one this year. You guys were just trying to figure yours out, right? And those collective experiences of being there, looking at each other when you're down 15 in game 3 or whatever it is, and saying, we've been here before. We know what to do. Instead, you're looking at each other like, I've never been here with you. How are you feeling? How are you? That stuff, those scars, those lessons. So I think they built an identity this year. I think the other part of this was just speed. They have foot speed to defend, to attack. You guys had positional size. Even though you play small for the most part in the playoffs, you guys are 6'6", 6'10" across the board, other than Gabe. So, you have the size. You tried, obviously, as you did in the regular season, to a lot of success, kind of zone up, get up in the gaps, try to take the primary ball handler out of the game. But, when they have that quickness and he's so explosive, and he's improved the playmaking.
His playmaking, exactly. He's improved so much with his playmaking, and you've seen him make the jump. Just from last year's playoff run all the way to just one playoff series right there. He was super patient. Even when we were getting up in the gaps, and sometimes we would double him, sometimes we would smoke, sometimes we would just be up in the gaps, just trying to make him think. You know, and we did. You know, there was a, you know, he had one quote where it's like, you know, their defense is confusing and making me think, and he figured it out. And so I commend him, man. He just he grew throughout our series that I think is going to benefit him throughout, the rest of his run.
But 100%. And your guys' strategy felt like, for me, whether you were in a soft blitz or just in the gaps, you were leaving guys in the corner, coming high, loading to the ball, trying to bait him into those passes that maybe he's not sure the guy's going to get a look, or he's got to throw it over hands, trying to confuse him. And I think to your point, he did a lot of things better this year than he has in the past. He slowed down.
Yeah,
he changed paces. He would drive and he would hesitate slightly instead of just all one speed.
Yeah.
To give him a chance to see, is he coming, is he not coming, where's this pass, where's my window, do I have a layup or do I need to get off it? He also, I think, sometimes got into a crowd, and instead of making a difficult pass, he made simple passes, which in the past I don't think he was as willing to make. That's a huge step, right? Just the simple one, get off it and allow your teammate to have a closeout. Or a 2-on-1, right? Like, that's the way to bust the way you guys were trying to load to him. Tricky because the foot speed piece. So for me, I'd love to hear how you guys approached it. But even when you tried to double him a little bit, guys were reluctant to run out and double him because he's so explosive. So then he has the time. The time to look around and pick his spot.
Yeah, and that's why we kind of changed pitches. We wanted to try to change pitches on him as much as possible because we want, you don't never give one player. No great players one steady diet of the same thing, But even when you try to double him, his ability to race double teams, to split double teams, to get creative. He's still strong too. So it's not like he's a frail guy where you can double him and be super aggressive with him and get him off.
Yeah.
He's learned over the time, but he's strong. He has low center of gravity. He has a great handle. He can shoot the ball extremely well. And, to add on to what we said a couple of times before in some of our older episodes about believing in your teammates, making them feel even better than what they are as well. And he's trusting his teammates to make plays. I think, that's a, man, listen, we got to give Minnesota their play. That's a damn good team, man.
Very good team.
I'm looking forward to seeing their next matchup, either between, Golden State or Houston.
Yeah, for sure. There's a clip of you telling Ant after the game, take the next step.
Yeah.
Tell me, like in your words, as somebody that you have played with on the USAB stuff and the Olympics gold medal together, obviously there's some mentorship. Like, what did that moment mean to you when you say that to a young player that you've shared the floor with?
I think that moment for me is like, understanding and recognizing the next generation and someone who can do it and be great, and be great for a long time in our league. I think that's what our game is all about, is being able to pass it down to the next generation and they can continue to do great things. And for me, being out there, in my 22nd season, playing against a young, up-and-coming, superstar in the flesh, and Anthony Edwards, and watching him in the postseason last year make those steps to get to the Western Conference Finals and fall short to Dallas, and then have a full summer with him in the Olympic team and seeing how great he was, just listening and just soaking in everything from myself to KD to Steph. You could just see he was just like a little kid in a candy
Enthusiasm
store.
for it.
Yeah, like super energetic and happy and just like super, like, he was just grateful that he was in that opportunity to be there. And for me to just like, tell him to take the next step, like, it doesn't always mean, okay, well, Western Conference Finals, and now you got to be in the finals. It's like, take the next step and just, you as a person, you as a player, continue to get better and better. Your time's going to come. Whenever, I can't decide when that's going to be. Sometimes we have no control over when that next step as far as being, going to the finals and winning. We're not always have the opportunity to do that, but like, we do have control over making the next step in our own individual journey. And I think that's what it was about, because I love seeing that, man. I love seeing, I love seeing Jason Tatum take that next step. I love seeing, now I see Ant, taking that next step. It's a proud feeling for me, as a player, been in the league for so long.
Yeah, you admire it when you see someone's putting the time in and they're improving. Like you said, for Ant to have that type of openness and attitude around the USAB, coming in with like, this is a great opportunity, like immediately it's going to give you excitement for his journey because he wants to learn, you can tell. But I think that, that buy-in of continually improving, someone like, he can rely on his athleticism. But to take the next step, he's got to be a great teammate. He's got to be coachable. He's got to make his teammates believe he's bought in. I think you could see that, there's always been a little chatter around Rudy or around Randall, and I thought they both were laser focused, simplified their games, were efficient, and that's a lot of it comes from the head of the snake. Is he willing to make the simple play pass, make his teammates better? Because I mean, Rudy had a great game, and he deserves all the credit in the world. But that his opportunities came from the pressure Ant puts on the defense.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that Rudy did in that game 5 came because Ant approached the game the way he did those first 4 games. Now all the eyes was on Ant, and everything was game planned around Ant, and Rudy was the beneficiary of that moment, and also like when you have a guy like Ant who's growing and making that change, and you can see him developing more and more, it makes guys want to come there too. It's like you have to think long term too when it comes to like free agency and things of that nature. How do you continue to get better too as a team, is being able to get small pieces. When you're a good team that's trying to become a great team, it's literally 1 or 2 pieces like in the off season that if you acquire, that makes the jump for you. And Ant has that. He has that bravado and that flair and that it factor. That guys want to play alongside that because it's energetic, it's fun, and he competes. Competes.
For sure. And we got to give some credit to their coaching staff. They've done a great job.
For sure.
They've developed those guys and as well. It's a symbiotic relationship, right? Like coaches develop, players got to buy in, and they've both done that. And I could kind of read between the lines. Rudy was asked, Ant didn't shoot the ball well, and his comment was, he made the right plays. We don't care if he makes or misses. To me, that's an organizational language. That's the stuff they're hearing in film sessions, in meetings. Like, Ant make the right plays, make the right decision, and his growth from last year to this year in that way. So I give credit to the whole organization, especially that coaching staff, and helping that team matriculate. How far do you think they can go?
Well, I personally think, I'm looking at the competition in the rest of the field, which is a lot of great teams left, but I could see them, for sure getting into the Western Conference Finals, if not the finals. I think, obviously, health is wealth.
Sure.
Health is wealth in the postseason, but I think if they have all the makeup, they have shooting, they have toughness, they have size, they have foot speed, they have playmaking, they have experience, they have defensive versatility, which you need in the postseason. And those guys, they play extremely hard, and they have a like you said, you gotta give credit to the coaching staff too. They are putting those guys in the right position to be successful. So, I think they have an opportunity if at least Western Conference Finals, if not then the finals. I mean, they have the makeup for that. I think so.
Yeah, it's gonna be some exciting series. I obviously think OKC's been outstanding this year.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a great series. We got a game 7. Taping today on a Sunday. Warriors Rockets, which has been a fascinating series. And the next round's even going to be more incredible.
You know what I love more than the perfect assist? The perfect story. And I've got just the one for you. Audible knows that there's no greater thrill out there than yours and Audible's gripping new original that'll have you right on the edge of your seat. John Hamm stars as Jack Bergen in The Big Fix, a Jack Bergen mystery. Think you know the story of Dodger Stadium? Think again. This noir thriller follows Jack, an ex-FBI agent brought back into the game by an old flame, to investigate a murder case that's not what it seems. What starts as a simple homicide investigation unravels into a complex web of conspiracy surrounding a Mexican-American community and the construction of Dodger Stadium. Trust me, this one's a game changer featuring an all-star cast, including Ana de la Reguera, Omar Epps, and Aaliyah Shawkat, with a special appearance from John Slattery. From the brilliant mind of John Mankiewicz and the director Aaron Lipstadt comes a story that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Like any great play, timing is everything, and now's the time to listen. Go to audible.com/thebigfix and listen now. That's audible.com/thebigfix.
Brandon, You come in here, I'm done.
I gotta ask this. 22nd season playing an entire half in the playoff game. How'd it feel? I mean, you've done that before.
Yeah, I've done it
You've done it before.
Yeah.
How